Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 26?
I have it down as 27.
27.
27.
First try. Nailed it. I am Nate, and this is...
I'm Chris.
Squeezing your face. And we're going to take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge, out of my basement today. And we're wishing you a happy Cavesgiving. We're going to look at the new Caverns core sets. What else?
Unfortunately, we didn't have a Banks pack come out today. Yesterday, so.
But we'll have a belated Thanksgiving because we'll talk. You know what we have? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Keep the COVID over here.
We're putting blades on the Banks?
No, a delayed Banks. I didn't sneeze. That's the worst when you think you have to and it goes away.
Dude, yeah, because you stop everything you're doing to just kind of.
You focus on.
It's just awkward silence.
You know, if you get into an accident in your car, if you're driving, what you can say is, if you need like an alibi, is say you sneezed, because it's physically impossible to keep your eyes open while you sneeze. So there's like a...
Apparently I'm very quiet.
Oh, I can turn you up. Hold on.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, let's see. How's it going, everybody?
Maybe I'll go up one more notch.
Am I back? Oh man, I wish Macs just had functioning audio systems.
It
is what it is.
No, it's... Wait, who's got the Mac? Wait, no, it's
aren't you using a Mac?
Yeah, but it's the analog. It's my speakers were turned down that you're coming out of.
Right, but we could just feed me straight through into OBS if we weren't using... It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, we're doing it super analog. But anyway, this is it. We're behind the scenes. It's a little raw. But it's going to be fun. So what are we doing tonight, Chris?
What are we doing tonight?
Now you're loud.
First off, we're going to be showing... We're going to go through the news first, but then we're also going to show you a bit of the new Caverns core sets that we just released, which is part of a whole... We'll talk more about like why we did it and everything, these reconfigurations, when we get to it. We're going to be showing off some of those new Caverns pieces that just came out yesterday. There's still a lot of stock up, actually. We restocked it pretty healthily.
Well, there's no new pieces, but sets. New sets.
Yeah. Right. The goal is for it to be like really good bread and butter that you can use to just really build out your collection.
Say bread and butter again. Bread and butter.
Bread and butter. And then spam those bread. Oh, we actually don't have them as Twitch emotes. We do have it as a Discord emote, the bread and butter. What else does we... Yeah, and then after that, we took some build requests from a bunch of you. And there was one in particular that we decided we're going to do today. The rest of them we're going to keep in our pocket for later streams, maybe.
Well, mostly because they required Wildlands pieces, which I don't have at home.
Yeah, but conveniently, one of the ideas seemed very fun, as well as doable with the stuff that we've got right here. So we're going to go through that. It's going to be a very fun build. And we'll also be doing a giveaway of a Caverns core set as well.
Brand new.
And if you weren't able to grab it, stick around for that.
We're going to do a giveaway tomorrow night on the Hobby Hang, too. For anybody that's watching on Thanksgiving, we're going to give away another Caverns core set in there, too. I think we're doing basic Caverns today and tomorrow. So 2 brand new Caverns core sets, basic Caverns going out, painted. 2 lucky winners. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Pledge Manager. A little roundup. We closed the Pledge Manager. Thank you, everybody, for finishing it. We had like 85% completion rate, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we had 89% in Caverns Deep after we tracked people down. So we're at 85 without tracking people down. So we might break 90, which would be great.
If we can get into the 90s, that'd be fantastic.
Dude, the 90s were awesome.
The 90s were the best.
It was my wife is one of those people who hasn't completed it yet because she only went in for $1. So
that's fair. I did wait until the last minute, basically. I did it the day before. I didn't do it the day of.
You know who finished it really early? Stefan. It's like he's usually like, you have to track him down like 2 months later. He was like, boom,
he's in there just ordering as many winding stairs escarpments as he can, just trying to artificially inflate his own sculpt's popularity.
It was I actually don't know what he ordered, but probably everything Wildlands Untamed times 2. We're also gonna look at a little a build I did for my home game, which over there, because I figured might as well just look at it, because what the heck, I built it, and I'm gonna tear it down and show it off, and we're gonna end with building the backer viewer requested build.
Yeah.
All right, so let's dive in. and first we're gonna go to the
I do like that we keep saying we need actual voiceover for that, but instead of ever getting the voiceover, we just have you do that every time.
Yeah, keeps it fresh, keeps it lively.
I think you enjoy it too much.
I'll be honest, I love everything on these streams, other than like setting up the gear. It's really fun.
That's fair.
It's it's fun to hang out with our fellow geeks and talk about terrain, and just I don't know, build stuff and have a beer. So what's in the news? What's going on in
Well,
the world of Dwarven
we've
Forge?
we've got two friends who are kickstarting some very exciting projects that are ending fairly soon. We talked about both of them before, but we're going to go ahead and talk about them again, just because if you wanted to back it and you forgot, or you just haven't seen it yet, you should check these things out. The first one is our friends over at Beetle and Grimm's are doing these. I'm trying to remember like what the exact phrasing on it.
Character Chronicles.
Yeah. The Character Chronicles for Pathfinder, which are very, very nice accessories.
And they have dice now too, character class themed dice with the right color and like some extra specific dice thrown in depending on what your like the I don't know, rogue has extra d6s for sneak attack, and I don't know, the barbarian has d12s because barbarian. I don't know. It's
just one of those cool little like personalization things where it's fun to I love picking out I'm one of those people who pick out dice for each character, and so if you play Pathfinder and you want to just have like a very nice setup for your character choice, check those guys out and just get some accessories that like will immerse you as much as possible in that game.
Yeah, and Beetle and Grimm's makes amazing stuff, and they're great folks, and and they have I think 5 days left or something. So next time we're on the air, it'll be over.
Yeah, 5 nights.
Speaking of being over, what else? Bard Song is gonna be over really soon, right?
Yeah, Bard Song is in their final 48 hours, I believe. If they're not in the 48 yet, they're about to cross into it.
No, they were at 45 a few hours ago, I think. So.
Yeah, so that one, they just announced a couple days ago, something that Nate teased, is that Nate and Eli are actually writing a custom adventure for Bard Song.
Adventure!
And it's wild. Apparently the main campaign of it is supposed to be around 50 hours long, if you play through the whole thing. And then there's all these bonus campaigns that you and Eli are writing, and like I think Ginny Dye is writing one. They have a bunch of guests writers coming on and making some campaigns.
It's awesome. Well, it's Steamforged Games, who are our friends across the pond. Lots of cool minis, and what's neat. So I had them pitch me on it. I was like, well, why? I'm like, well, I want to write this anyway, but I was like, but give us the elevator pitch. Like, why is this thing different? There's 1,000 games that have been trying to be Hero Quest and whatever. What do you guys have is different? And the two cool things are, the marching order initiative thing they have. So like the turn order changes. There's things that can change the turn order, so that it's not just like having been played. I don't know. In the last month, I've probably logged in like, I don't know, 50 hours or 60 hours of Hero Quest with the boys. All they want to do is play Hero Quest. Grayson is writing adventures for it now, which is awesome / terrible because they go forever. Like he'll write it's like a 6-hour epic. And he's putting dragons in. He's doing he's just taking anything and like throwing it in there, and it's just like it's outrageous. But it just goes forever. Like you're just grinding forever and ever and ever. But it's not the same. Like you don't have to not just the same order over and over again. Things change the order, which is one cool thing. Two, there's these combo moves. So like you get your fate stuff powered by other players. So you have to kind of pay attention to what other people are doing so they can set you up for combos. And there's this, the Vault deck, there's all these narrative elements that you can draw specific cards and add them into this deck or whatever. So there's a lot of narrative stuff you can do and sort of have things change based on your choices. And there's a bunch of branching choice paths in there. So Eli and I are putting together an automated Drugar vault, a death trap that's sort of guarding some sort of crazy secret artifact. And it's automated vault, so it's like the Skynet fantasy version of Skynet or whatever. There's this like crazy central intelligence driving this vault, and we're gonna have all sorts of, because it's, I figure because it's the system isn't great for telling like elaborate emotional narratives, but it's really good for a mechanical based thing. So like, we'll have like an AI bad guy that's kind of doing the stuff that's, it can kind of trigger, intruder countermeasures triggered based on player actions and whatever, and then it will react to what they're doing and have send stronger things and whatever, and we have a bunch of crazy traps and whatever, and I don't know. And we're dreaming, we'll see, because it comes out in March 2022. We're talking about maybe doing a set that ties in with it, which Steamforge was really excited about. So we'll see. We have like 15 months to get it together, so we might be able to.
The minis on that are phenomenal as well. I backed at the higher level to get like the extra, like the expansion for it.
Dude,
they got like all these clockwork,
they're awesome.
The clockwork stuff is so cool.
The Mechanica, they're like, especially that Steel Predator thing, and there's some really awesome. I don't know why. Tell me why people make floppy ears on hobgoblins, though. That's the only, it irks me. The floppy eared hobgoblins kill me.
It's cute.
No, I don't want hobgoblins to be cute. I want them to menace me. But I don't know. Well,
it provides extra defense from sonic attacks.
All right. Okay. I'll give you that. Yeah, reduce their resistance to thunder damage because they're floppy ears. Well, anyway, this bucket fell down. We're gonna write an adventure, which will be really fun, and we may get early access to the game, and then we can show it off or whatever.
Speaking of early access, if you do want to see what it's like, they do have a demo up that you can go and play. I think I'm actually gonna try to play it tonight after the stream.
Nice. And they have gameplay videos and things like. It's awesome. They're great folks, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, they're one of our favorite people to collaborate with.
They're awesome, and cool minis, and So they're on track to break $1 million really soon, and lots of good stretch goals and fun stuff.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
Yeah, their Steamforge is awesome. So what else do we have?
So outside of that, in case you missed it, we touched on it briefly earlier, but we had a Caverns Deep restock yesterday. That covered it introduced a lot of our new core sets, as well as fleshing out some other pieces.
Four new.
If you want to expand your caverns, what's that?
I was saying 4 new core sets.
Yeah.
And 1 reconfigured Crooked Caverns pack, and I have them all here. We'll look at them shortly.
So if you're looking for cavern stuff, it's on the store right now. We also had a paint restock. I should say this: we had a paint restock.
Ooh, I didn't know this.
That kind of slipped under the radar. But we restocked a fair amount of paints.
Nice. A restocked
It was a lot of the ones that you need for like Wildlands and look up. I had the list here. So we restocked Lava Yellow, Moss Green, the Terracotta Dry Brush,
the Dry Brush,
Bubbles Blue, Basewood, and Stucco. So there's a lot of stuff in there if you're doing woodsy stuff, if you're doing your Dread Hollow, or if you need Lava Yellow for your Hellscape.
Are you doing City Builder? Right.
Yeah.
Terracotta,
City Builder
Stucco.
from the Terracotta Dry Brush.
And Stucco.
Or in Stucco. Terracotta's for Aranthor?
The Terracotta, the roof tiles. Terracotta roof tiles.
There we go. So, yeah, a bunch of those went in. So if you've been looking for paints, look for that. And then also, in addition to that Caverns Deep restock, the Dread Hollow portion of Caverns Deep should be getting restocked very soon. We're hoping for next week. We're planning on the 4th, I believe.
Well, we're hoping. So the Christmas shipping deadline is the 9th. So we're hoping by the 4th at the latest. It all depends on when the container arrives, clears customs, gets to the warehouse, and gets unpacked. So I don't know. It's supposed to come in. I think it was supposed to come in today, but I don't know. Who knows where it's all like. We won't know until it's in the warehouse. But
shipping has been a lot less predictable.
But you know what's cool about the Dread Hollow restock? 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. I don't know, some things. We have it's the new cleaned up paint scheme, which is awesome. Where it's simplified, so it's way more consistent and it looks great. So that's one thing. 2, hey, it's just Dread Hollow's restocked across the boards. 3, we have a bunch of new sets. So we tweaked a couple of the existing, like the Escarpment's Corner set, the Transition Banks pack, and then we added. We have apparently we have graphics for it. So I guess I thought it died, but maybe it's back. We have the Forest Transition Banks Mega Pack, which is awesome. Also plays really nicely with your Swamp Banks if you got them in Wildlands. We broke out the Apex Primordial is its own pack. Spirit Tree is its own pack. Cave Mouth pack I guess already existed, but that one's back. And then we have a Dread Hollow Dressing pack, which has a bunch of that stuff all rounded up, as well as all the sort of the core pieces there. So it's a really good. We got a bunch of good, I don't know, all sorts of fun forest stuff. So if you can't wait for your Wildlands stuff, or you want to get stuff that's going to be great for when you get Wildlands, you can get a bunch of Dread Hollow. Hopefully next week by Friday, we will see.
And then we also, in addition to that, we also have some basic dungeon stuff. And the Stone and Tudor starting sets are also sneaking in with that restock.
You're right. There's a starter dungeon and some dungeon floors and
the magnetic walls.
Yeah. It should be noted, if you want to know when when that stuff comes in, follow us on our socials. They're right down. Where are they? They're somewhere down there. Boop.
I don't think we have the new. We don't have the new compositions with us right now. I'll try to get the set list of those, and get them.
Yes, put them up on.
Get them available next week so you guys can see what they are before they come in.
Follow us on social, and you'll know when the stuff will blast it out. When it goes out, we'll also send out an email. We've been sending out a lot more emails now. I don't know if that's good or bad. Do people have an opinion? Is that?
I guess that's the thing. If you've noticed, we are changing our email strategy a bit to be more communicative. Are we emailing too often at this point? Has anybody been put off by the amount that we've been emailing, or has it been like all right?
We brought in Andrew from Roll for Persuasion, is our marketing team guy now, and he's been running email campaigns. And I don't know. I think in lieu of Dwarven Quarterly, we're gonna try and send regular emails like every week, and then there'll be little updates. They'll have some, when we build of the month, we'll put that out. Ooh, I think build of the month next week. Is that December? We're trying to get it out as soon as possible because that'll have a bundle. That's gonna have a bundle.
Are we doing it the second? Oh, are we doing it early so that it'll be ready for Christmas shipping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Okay. New build of the month should be soon. It is overwhelmingly people saying that they like the emails.
Cool. Well,
emails are better for socials for this crowd. We're old.
Yeah.
Emails are just right for this type of business. They're always fun. Everything in the emails has been stuff I wanted to hear about.
Cool.
IME, we don't have the new packs on us right now. I'm gonna try to get the compositions, and maybe we can show them off next week.
Yes. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
As soon as we get them, we'll get them on the show and we'll show you what they are and talk about them. But boom.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else? Oh, we should talk about the Pledge Manager for a sec, right?
Yes.
And then we'll look at sets. So Pledge Manager closed.
The Pledge Manager closed is the last bit of news.
Who wants to guess? Who wants to guess what the number one best-selling add-on set was? And if people were watching, like, I don't know, when did we do this? A month ago or something? They might have a clue. The one that's gonna blow your mind. All right, we get anybody guess it yet?
So far I haven't seen the correct answer come up. I've seen some that are up there, but nobody's gotten the number one yet.
All right, I'll do a countdown from 5. So, the 5th was Majestic Waterfalls Deluxe painted. 4th was Aranthor Mountain Floors painted. 3rd was Ruins All Arches painted. 2nd was DF Floor Fogger. And number 1 was, did anybody guess it?
Nobody has guessed it. Some people have gotten close. Some people have said terrain trays
close.
And such, but
Texture Mat, Mountain Lake 24 by 24 inch with grid. Big winner, yay!
All right. A lot of people said Fogger, I think because they remembered that the Fogger was the big one last time.
It was dethroned by 29 units. Texture Mat beat it by... But now, now, here's your second chance to redeem yourselves. Who wants to guess if you combine painted and unpainted, what's the number one best-selling add-on if you combine painted and unpainted? So that means something like the Matte and the Fogger are probably going to drop because there's only one version of those.
Let's see, Wyvern, Runes, Stairs, Aranthor Floors, Conifer
Okay.
Packs.
All right,
So
stop
far,
it right there.
nobody...
No, yeah, they did. So number 5, Majestic Waterfalls Deluxe. Number 4, Mountain Driftstone Pack. Number 3, a lot of people got the Driftstones unpainted because they want to do cool patterns on them. Number 3,
Yeah.
Escarpment's Winding Stairs Pack. That Stefan got like 27 of those or something. So, number 2, Ruins All Arches Pack. People are into the ruins. And then number 1 was Aranthor Mountain Floors. So whoever guessed that.
6 of Clubs got it.
Yeah.
We were just talking about him.
There we were. He orders all his sets for his 6-year-old.
Yeah, how he keeps saying like, I've had to get something from a restock, for my kid.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. The other interesting takeaways. Here's another one. Who wants to guess? What?
Never mind. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
All right. Who wants to guess the number 1 pledge when it was all said and done? What was the most popular pledge? So this is breaking down. Some of them have flavors, right? Like Explore the Wilds, there were 3 flavors: Forest, Mountain, Swamp. Roll into Battle, there were 3 flavors. Each of those is broken out and considered their own pledge essentially. So of all the pledges, what's the number 1 pledge? I have to actually, they're not in order, so I gotta figure it out. So
I'm doing the math real quick. Actually, no, it's very clear what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
1, 3, 2. Anybody guess?
And so we're saying like so we don't have to say we're not saying here like, oh, the Mountain Explorer. We're saying like,
yeah, we are saying the Mountain Explorer.
Level.
No, we're saying the Mountain Explorer. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you have to name the flavor if it's one that breaks up. That includes Roll into Battle has 3 flavor choices. Starter Scatter has 3 flavor choices. Wargame Scatter has 3 flavor choices. Explore the Wilds has 3 flavor choices. All right, so number 3 was it? Should I do 5? I'll do the top 5 because that's fun.
It's more work for yourself because it's not organized that way.
I got this. Oh, this is interesting. All right, I think I got it right. Let's see.
Your kids are running around so much.
Endlessly. I don't know where they get it from. All right, number 5. Explore the Wilds, Explore the Swamp. So, there's our 5th most popular pledge. Our 4th most popular pledge, Starter Scatter, also Swamp flavor. And those are only off by 1. 250 Explore the Swamps and 251 Swamp Starter sets. Number 3, Starter Scatter Forest Starter set. So also 2 starters right in the thing. Because you know what? Those were also a good buy-in if you were going to buy a bunch of other stuff. They were kind of a good little sweet spot. Number 2, Wildlands Untamed. Can you believe that? The most expensive pledge, the 2nd most popular. And number 1, Mountain Starter Scatter. 355.
That surprised me.
No, because it was neat. They were neat bits, good price point, and it's like a good way to jump in if you want to, like, you could buy that and a few other add-ons and you have a thing. It's like, boom.
Yeah. There was somebody who said Forest Starter Scatter. People are wondering how many
3.
Untamed.
308.
I think a lot of those were actually like super close to each other.
Yeah. No, all of them were pretty, like, it shows the pledge levels were pretty relatively popular all in all. The Sorrow Isle Swamp Mega Build was the least popular. It was only 48. Whereas the Explore the Swamp was 250. So like that had a pretty big. I think a bunch of those people went Explore the Swamp instead of Sorrow Isle. But also Sorrow Isle is included in Wildlands Untamed, so it's like we still sold 350 of them, so total, like, including that, so it's maybe fine.
People are wondering how many Heart of the Wild.
148.
Yeah, so about half as much as the Untamed.
Yeah,
but still pretty good.
That's it. Heart of the Wild was primo, and if you had a big bankroll, Wildlands Untamed plus Heart of the Wild was like the perfect. Gives you everything. What was the other low? The Titan's Tooth Glade was the second lowest at 74. But once again, also that's included in the Wildlands Untamed. Yeah. And then the third lowest was Swamp Wargames Scatter.
Yeah, I think with the mega builds, it was a thing where if you're going to go for a mega build,
Usually we're
you
gonna.
either could take that money to get a bigger variety of pieces, usually, or you could just go up to Untamed.
Yep.
Um, or Heart. Glad Heart of the Wild did well. I was happy to Forge out of the Hearts. Well, yeah, that was like an entirely backer-driven pledge.
Yep. Well, it was a very
Uh,
good insight by the backers, and I'm glad we were able to adjust and offer something that people needed.
People are wondering what the largest dollar pledge was. If anybody beat that record from Caverns Deep.
Oh, I don't know with the final. That's a good question.
We don't have all the
So,
data on us right now.
the other one, which I know people will probably be upset about or whatever, is the gridless. The gridless stuff didn't sell so well, with the exception of the texture mat, the Mountain Lake 24-inch by 24-inch texture mat sold pretty well in gridless. But all of the gridless versions sold less than their gridded counterparts by about, they were 30% as much or something, right?
And that's not counting the ones that are in the pledges. That's
Yep.
just add-on
Just
packs.
add-ons.
But still, like I don't know. I think when you look at the Mountain Lake, which is the highest selling in both categories, it's 441 for grid, 251 for gridless. So we're looking at difference of 190, around like a
Yeah.
It's around like 60% as much. So I don't know. It's
And
interesting.
it sort of drops from there.
Yeah.
With the so I don't know. It's interesting to see people's final choices. I don't know. Anybody have any questions about this before we move on to look at some pieces?
Rabbit Burner wants to know if we would offer the gridless in the future.
Probably not. Like it's fundamentally we ended up with 240 packs or something. We wanted to be under 200, and it doesn't seem like it's worth. If people are going to, if more people prefer the gridded, it doesn't. I don't know if it behooves us to make both. Maybe on something like the mats, which are relatively easy to do. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
I guess the nice thing about it too is it's easier to kind of it's easier to kind of change in the future with those than it would be for like the pieces that have to get like molds and stuff like that.
Although the mold is the same, whether with the skin, it doesn't matter what fabric we put on it.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of our stock. It's SKUs and stocking, and what do we want to keep in our store and whatnot. That it seems like based on like both the Mountain Lake and the Dismal Quagmire, which didn't exist in any pledges, the gridded version outperformed the gridless. Like people were like, well, they weren't buying the gridded Raging River gridless because it was already in the pledges. But these aren't in any pledges, and the ones with grids outperformed the gridless. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
Well, it's interesting thing too, right? Because like we were trying to talk about like the perception of the whole thing, and I guess that's we had 3,500 people back Wildlands alone, and between all of the outlets where we communicate with you guys fairly regularly, between the forums and our social medias and the Discord and here, we hear maybe like from 100 people regularly on like any kind of like more regular basis.
Yeah.
And so that's why we have to go by the numbers sometimes. Is we have to accept that like a large portion of the people who use our products, a large portion of our customers, aren't really people that we actually hear from very much, because they engage with us a lot more casually
Well, they just
than a
buy
lot of other people.
buying habits. You can't
Yeah.
argue with what people end up buying. Like it is like the opinion can change whatever, but what people actually buy is what they buy. But
Yeah.
let's look at the Cavern score.
People are wondering. So people are wondering if we know if we got enough waterfalls to do aqua. Um,
I have
is
no
it?
idea. It's not just the waterfalls. It's all the clear stuff. They have to sort of figure out the whole clear run across the boards and what the mold configuration is and whatever. We're not going to know for a couple of months.
Yeah. Basically, now that they have the numbers, they have to actually figure out how they're gonna make it.
Yeah. Now
Um,
that the big Tetris begins, where they're like, "What are we gonna? How are we gonna build
yeah.
this stuff?"
They got to decide how all the molds are gonna go together and all that stuff. The terrain trait texture. Do we have any updates since the last time we updated on it, or is it still up in the air?
Still working on it.
Okay.
Obviously desperate to let you guys know what's going on, but we're it's a all of it's a slow process because there's a lot of trial and error back and forth and whatever. But we will get there. We have one solution, but it's debilitatingly expensive. Like it would cost us money on every terrain trait. Like we would lose money on all of them. So we're working on it. We're gonna find something. We're gonna I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but we're gonna find some way to make it work. But let's look at these. Let's look at these sets.
Yeah.
On single close cam. All right, so this is the basic. Is there enough light back there? Yeah, I guess. It's so funny how dark. The so basically the point of these sets was to make something that's evergreen. That we could. Oh, let's move the mic. Ugh. We wanted to make something that we could keep in stock relatively easily. That was, good starting places for everybody, and good multiples and whatnot. Also, something that was restockable for us. So like we couldn't put 40 different pieces with only a casting count of one. Like you need to have multiples in order for us to be able to make a good order. So this is sort of the small. This is the version, like the starter dungeon, that's sort of small entry level bit. And what was fun here is we got to take the original Caverns pieces. Like this is the original, the old school Caverns floor from Caverns 1, and added anchor magnets, and then gave them a paint scheme to match Caverns Deep. So we got to do kind of a best of a greatest hits collection. So this one's super simple, right? It just has it has walls, floors, and then 2 flavors of corners. And this has the let's go a little tighter.
Do you got the mic over on you? People are saying the sound's a little bit low.
Huh? I have it right here. Yeah.
Oh, well, who knows?
I don't know why this is there. So we have this. We threw an anchor magnet in this guy, and then this is sort of repainted to be consistent with Caverns Deep, including there's like some little green water on the floor in much of these things, which is nice. It feels really good altogether. And finally having anchor magnets on all the these older pieces too it's the best. Although the downside is we have to make a new mold, so it's expensive to do this, so we can't do every single piece. But this is so anyway. So this is a basic cavern, which gets you like a little. Let's see what we got here. Boop boop boop. What did I think I did? And I put the three of the corners of the diagonal, so you can use them as a diagonal wall or a corner. It gives you more option. And the idea was you could do, these were good in multiples, so you could buy 2 of these sets, or 1 of these in the core, or 2 cores, or a mega and one of these, or whatever, and it gives you just everything you need to do a bunch of different caverns. Yay, caverns. What did I have here? I had a logic when I initially built these, and I can't remember what the
You need me to bring up the set pictures?
So close here. What did I wanted to use all the pieces to make a thing in one shot. And it's got a stalagmite. So you can oh, this was supposed to be higher. That's what it is. There we go. Hang on. Uh-huh.
what was the motivation behind doing these sets for people who have missed the conversation around it so far?
It was to make simple sets that that we could actually keep in stock, and were good entry points for people, new to Dwarven Forge.
Yeah, because it's kind of one of our biggest hurdles as a company. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Accessibility is an incredibly important thing, and it's something that just because of the nature of our business, we have to work extra hard on. Because we're making stuff that, when you compare this to 3D printed options, there's a price difference, and there's a lot of features here, and there's more stuff you can do. And I think most of you here understands why our stuff is worth getting. But to somebody who's just coming in, who maybe hasn't used a lot of terrain before, or who hasn't used modular terrain before, um, making it making it so that you can see it and understand it and get the price is like a huge part of the job.
and understand, like, you just even know where to start, right? That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Is people are like,
We
well,
have we have so much stuff at this point.
Yeah, what set do I start with? What's the thing? And this is all basically trying to just do all 2x2 pieces that are easy to use, great in multiples. You buy two of them. Like conventions, everybody's like, what do I get first? What do I get first? Like, this is like, these are the solid basic Caverns pieces you need with enough variation to keep things interesting. So this was fun. This is the Caverns core set, and this one has a few more pieces than the basic, more variety. So it's the straight wall from the original Caverns. Why is this? Hang on, I can't. Please stand by. I gotta get this light working. This is killing me. Use a couple of thorn
Somebody
balls.
sent a very cool build. Somebody sent a very cool build that I'm sending to you whenever you have time to look at it. I don't know if we can look at it on stream or not, but
Yeah,
it's very cool.
I love cool builds. I live for it. All right, so we have this guy, the straight wall, which was from Caverns. Now it's an anchor magnet. We have a Caverns Deep straight wall, which is a puddle. We have this guy, which was the little, what did I call this thing? I guess it's the copper vein wall now, but it has that sort of mineral vein in there, which is painted coppery, and has a nice little water pool on the floor. These little water pools make it like everything feel so much more cohesive. And then we have this guy, the what is this, cascading pools wall. And I tried for the, compositionally, I tried to, like, in a bunch of the original Caverns sets, there were like too many of these, like the really specific walls, there were too many of, and then also way too many of the plain straights. Like, there were too many plain straights, and then in the fancy walls you had too many of them. So I tried to give a really nice, the sort of mix that it would look good when you built it. So there's 4 different styles of straight walls, 4 different styles of corners. So we have the cascading pool corner from Caverns Deep, the diagonal wall, which also is a corner. This is a great double duty piece. That same yellow fungus corner, and then the gull wing. Right, this one's one of my favorite corners because it does the same thing a corner does, but the shape, it looks like a seagull, and it makes it just
look more organic.
Yeah, it's a nice way to do a corner that, and you can do cool narrowing bits and whatever. It's a great one. And then we have the flat floor from Caverns Deep. We have the puddle floor from Caverns Deep, and then we have this guy, the stepped rock floor from the original Caverns, and it has a new paint job and has a little green water in there, and has this anchor magnet. Whatnot. I love this guy. Is really fun, especially if you're transitioning up to do any sort of elevation. And then finally, we have this guy from Caverns Deep, the little archway entrance. So this is, you can use to make an entrance to your cave, or you could use it as a wall if you wanted, or the entrance out, or whatever. It's just a good freestanding piece you can put anywhere. We have 2 corner fill stalagmites, so you can do convex curves. The rising stalagmite, which you can use as a blocker or on a corner piece. another pointy stalagmite, and then finally we have the Party Box Junior, the little hole floor with a lid. And so you can use this as just a regular floor. You can use it as like a concealed pit trap. You can use it as a tunnel down to a level below. You can flip the lid over and use it as difficult terrain if you want, or you can just use it to decorate up your floors. And then finally, we've got two little texture patches, so you can put those under there and make it a pool of water or pool of quicksand. That's a fun little guy. You can also just use the texture patches to put, like, you can build them in line with the pieces and make it like if you surround it with pieces. I don't know. It's really square, but it could be a thing if you're got nothing else going. So that's the core, which is fun. And the idea, once again, this is like you could get two of these, and they build really well with each other. You get one of these in the basic, and they build a little together. Let me show the. What should I do the ice version of this next? Let's do because we're in the same size. We're in the same size. Let's see. All right, so then we did this in ice, and this is really exciting, right? Because this. So exact same pieces, exact same layout, and the only difference here, besides everything being ice paint scheme, is the texture patches are ice, and they have, I don't know if you can see them here, there's like a cool satin sheen to them, so they're like kind of shiny and icy, and they look awesome. So you put these under here, and you have like maybe you can see it's a cool little ice fisherman's hole or whatever. And then what's exciting about this is, besides just, it's you can expand out your ice stuff, is a bunch of these pieces didn't exist in the ice paint scheme back in Caverns Deep. So, right, all these new, the original Caverns pieces now in ice paint scheme are kind of cool. So if you bought the ice catacomb in Caverns Deep, or somebody says Caverns Deep, these are some good additions to that. And this was actually the most popular in the restock yesterday. This was the most popular set. So we'll see. So the question,
the ice stuff is very cool.
Yeah, it's just fun. I wish we'd had this one ready for when Matt went up to right there up in the ice lands in Critical Role right now.
Yeah, they're doing. It's been like a lot of ice-based encounters. And,
yeah,
man, if we had this stuff out to them.
Well, 2 months ago, he's like,
people are wondering. Okay, before you put that away,
yeah.
People are wondering if you can put that next to some plain caverns so they can see how different everything is.
Yeah, he called 2 months ago. He was like, I'm gonna do a bunch of ice stuff. I need some ice. What do you got? And I'm like, well, we'll give you what we got, but I wish we don't have these yet. So this is the same piece. The light's too hot. I should let's go.
Is the watercolor actually different, or is it just
a
trick? Is it just an illusion?
No, it's actually different.
Okay.
Let me see if this is better with that.
They want to know if they can see the underside of one of the ice pieces. So it's still cast in the same color.
Yeah, and that was our goal when Aaron was working out the casting color, or the paint scheme. The goal with both this and the Underdoom paint scheme were it has to be the same base color, so we didn't have to change color in the for the factory, because it's a real pain for us. But it is, I don't know if you can tell, the greens here are, it's definitely it's a different green. What was the other thing we have? I could turn this light is hot. Let me turn it to a cooler.
Well, you're probably expecting this, but now that we've shown off the regular and the ice, people are wondering if we have plans to do this in Underdoom.
Yeah, well, that's a question, right? Would people be interested in this in Underdoom? We were talking about it today. I think it would be. I think it would be awesome, right? Because we haven't offered anything else in Underdoom since Caverns Deep, and it would be a great. If you've got the Underdoom, you need honestly, you need more basic just building pieces for it. So this would be really ideally what you need. I feel like the perfect world scenario is we do the trifecta pieces in regular stone, lava, Underdoom, and we do these core sets, the same thing, regular stone, lava, and Underdoom. And
It
then
seems like overwhelmingly people are saying yes. They would like to see Underdoom. I'm not sure if this is going by should I adopt a cat rules, but it's
what are they? Should I adopt the cat rules?
one of my friends on Twitter. She put up a poll and she was like, "Should I adopt a cat?" And I'm like, "Are you asking people on the internet who want to share any of the responsibilities if you should adopt a cat?" Because they're going to say yes, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be based on any like actual like it's not going to be based on any kind of practicality. It's just because they want to see pictures of a cat.
Yeah, and that poor cat needs a home. I don't. Did she? I hope she adopted that cat. She,
I'm pretty sure she did.
oh man, poor thing.
I mean, the poll
Her.
is 100% yes. How can she say no?
Yeah, right. The internet has decided.
Um, and Orion is saying the problem I have with my Underdoom is it's not enough pieces. It's exactly
Yeah,
what Nate said.
yeah. No, I have the same problem, especially
It
just
was
fundamental
it was
building pieces.
it was kind of driftstone heavy, wasn't it?
Negative space, heavy, dristone heavy. It's just like you just need more basic, plain old pieces. And these would be, yeah. I think my dream is to just do the core in all 4 paint schemes, and life is good. So then this is not a core set, but so this is the Crooked Cavern Builder. So we revamped the Crooked Cavern set from Caverns Deep, and this is the idea is if we so backing up big picture, what we're trying to do is let me go to the triple for a sec.
People are wondering what the 4th paint scheme is.
Standard, unleaded, no, standard. What is this glare? What is? Oh, it's this guy. Standard stone, Underdoom, ice, lava, Hellscape lava.
So Hellscape is the 4th.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that seems like the thing to do would be do them all. So the idea is, so what we're doing is the big picture. We've got way too many sets to keep stuff in stock, and also there's too confusing, too hard to do print runs, too hard to and just across the board too many sets. So what we're trying to do is streamline on our sets and start with have core sets in every biome that are the basic, easy to use, you get stuff in high multiples. Like you could buy 5 core sets and you'd be set because they work well in if you buy a bunch of them together. And then they're a really good base for any other add-ons you get. So specialty add-ons. Oh, I should turn you around so you can see what's going on. Forget you.
I'm just looking at the stream, but
okay.
This is fine.
Yeah. So then the idea is we'd have if we had a couple of sort of then basic add-ons or like the next thing you get. Okay, I have a couple of core sets or 1 core set. What's the next thing to get? So the Crooked Cavern Builder, which is basically an advanced builder set, would be like is ideal to go with one of the core sets, or you get 2 of those core sets and get one of these or whatever, 2 basics and one of these or whatnot. So this is essentially all of the roll it up there. See that? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I don't know why everything looks so dark today, but these are basically all of the kind of neat advanced buildery type pieces you'd want to go with that core set. So we've got 1 by 1 floors and 2 by 1 floors, 1 by 1 walls and corner. These passage walls, which are kind of hard to get and are fun and useful for doing kind of tricky, if you want to do some tricky outside builds and whatnot. I find I don't use them as much as I use the dungeon outside standing walls or the passage walls. I use a lot more, but they're a neat little thing to have in the toolbox. Got a couple of swell walls. Man, I regret not doing the left swell. We have the right swell and we never did the left swell because we had it in trifecta, and I missed that. That was a fine. I wonder. Let me see if I have one here. Resin, just because.
People are wondering if we're gonna offer Crooked Caverns in ice as well.
Well, if they could have that or Underdoom, what would they want? We can't do everything.
If you had to choose.
Yeah. Huh.
Both.
Both. Yeah. I thought I had.
Let's do a half and half. Let's do a pack that's half Underdoom and half ice.
I thought I had a swell, but I do not.
Then they can just buy 2.
Yeah, it would be neat. This would be once again a great one to do in all 4 paint schemes too. We'll see how everything moves. So it's also got a pair of diagonals here because the diagonals are great for doing diagonal walls. B, you can do cool like little narrow passageway things, and they're also corners. Like they're just a good workhorse piece. It's got the each of the rising walls, which can be an alternate straight, you can, and also transition you really nicely up. And these things are really cool. This is my simple favorite little trick with these guys is.
Oh, you can put a little corner there?
Yeah, you put 2 of them in a corner, put a floor down, and put a corner up, and you have this neat little raised corner. It's just like a nice little organic.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll put this.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, no, it's a neat. Ooh, I haven't tried it with the gull wing.
I guess the answer, if you want Underdoom right now, at least while we figure out if we can restock it, is to just get it unpainted and use the tutorial video to.
Oh boy, don't
paint it yourself. Yeah.
I don't wish that on anybody, but yeah.
It can't be that hard compared to, Hellscape and Dread Hollow.
Yeah, no, it's true. But also, yeah, or hang tight. We're working on it. We're basically Q1. January, February, March, we're gonna do sort of a big overhaul, store overhaul. Start trying to chip away at all the biomes the same way we're working on caverns here. And then finally, right. Yeah.
Right, because that's like the main thing, right? Is we have like over a decade of pieces and sets to like look at and try to optimize like this.
It's absurd, and it takes us a long time because I mean it's like a 6-month lead time from the factory, but also like. We have to do the composition, we have to test it, we have to vet it, we have to proof it, we have to build with it, we have to make sure it makes sense. We have to check the mold configurations to see if all the mold configurations make sense. We have to tool the new pieces. It's like a whole thing. And then we have to order the stuff and hope it sells, and it's like, yeah. So the final 2 pieces are this this corner. You know what I realized this set is lacking? It should have had a solid insert wall. Because this caps off really nicely with a solid insert wall. This is to let you do a diagonal passage. I'll go back a wider, or a offset in your next room by 45 degrees or whatever. I guess you could put these guys on there.
So is that how you did that diagonal cavern in the Plaguestone build?
What was the Plaguestone build?
Last week I think.
I was looking.
Like a sprawling build.
It was these the wedges, and I still haven't. I've only found one. I can't find. I have a batch of these hidden somewhere. These 45-degree wedge pieces, which I'm thinking we should probably retool, add an anchor magnet, and put in an advanced builder set. Yeah, these things are dynamite because 2 of them make a corner, or 2 of them you can use them to offset. Here, I have a dungeon one. You can offset. So if you put them on a, so if you have a floor, like if you're doing a regular, if you're doing like a regular build, oh man, I'm doing it where you can't see it. Hold on. Let's go this way. If you're doing like a regular build, you can pop 2 of these guys like that and like that, and then you build. Yeah, this is a and then you can build.
That's pretty sick.
Like this way, and now you're at 45 degrees, and your next room is building at 45 degrees. Yeah, and you can do a neat thing. You can do the same. You can use 2 of them to make a corner. Obviously, one is a dungeon wall, so it looks a little funny, but you can use 2 to make a corner. You can also do. What's the other thing? You can take. Hey, how did I do that? Oh, you can do that same gag with a corner. So you can do like a weird corner thing with them like that, or put them on a where's the gull wing? Yeah, they're like there's some really interesting fiddly stuff you can do with these. Oh. Or you offset a corner piece, and you can then like make a passage from there with like.
Yeah, you got a little side room there now.
Yeah, where's my swell? Let's go this. You can yeah, they're pretty wild. So in the list of things that would be neat to put on the new, like if we keep doing this, I'd like to bring those guys back.
Yeah, people are asking if we can make a kit with those. It seems like people are really into them.
Yeah, there's some fun advanced, like that's fun fiddly territory.
Got a couple interesting questions. McGreg OK is wondering if we can get a passage restock anytime soon.
So this is wait, hold that thought for 1 second. This is the final,
yes.
The convex curve, which is one of my favorite. I love this piece. Like it's just such a beautiful, clean sculpt from Caverns Deep, and this is really awesome for doing. Like you can do cool little diagonal passages with it. You can just, if you want to open up into a room, you're coming in and you want to open up, you do that. Oh, did I say we have these the little guys too, the little convex. These are passage convexes, so you can do the same thing.
Don't forget the little guys.
No, those little guys they make it all work.
That's cool. There's so much geometry in these caverns.
I've spent a long time playing with the geometry in these guys. And these two, you put two of these guys together, and they transition you from a passage. So you could take this thing, which terminates in a passage, and then go into here, and then you're in a regular room setup like that. I don't know if that makes sense.
That features that piece is the one with the salamander on it, yeah.
Yeah, happy little salamander. It's because one of the things that was weird. So the cavern's passages were 2-inch wide floor with the walls on the outside, so they're hard to transition into regular sets. These basically transition you from those passages into regular room territory. Also, you could do with this if you wanted to offset that thing. Yeah. Fun. These guys are the little salamander and these things. Fun bits. These are some fun advanced buildery bits for sure. All right. So the question about the passages is, we need. I think we actually need to reconfig the passage sets. I don't know where we need a way to get passages for sure. And basically, there's. We need for caverns. We need advanced builder, some easy advanced builder stuff, some easy bridge stuff, the cool natural bridge. What else was there? Passages, banks. Like we have some of the stuff banks are there, but I don't know. There's like some basically 6 or 7 basic add-ons that we need to make sure that we can kind of stalagmites, and then everything else will come and go as it pleases.
People are saying they like the Hellscape passage set comp. The end cap on it is awesome.
Yeah.
Is that something? Could we take the Hellscape one and do that in different schemes, or?
I think the Hellscape one was the Caverns Deep one, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I changed it, I can't remember.
I have no idea. I wasn't around for Caverns Deep.
I've done so many configurations in my life. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what anything is anymore. But yeah, the end cap is. Although the problem with the end cap is, if you want to do a whole bunch of tunnels, you don't want that many end caps, right? So I think it wants to live. I think we kind of need 2 sets. Like we need we need one that's basically just the straights and the 45s, and then we need one that's like the widening passage, what was that one? The intersection transition passage. What's the pregnant passage called? I can't remember the official name for it. and then the
The
end
pregnant
cap.
passage.
Yeah, I'll say.
Wait.
This is a.
Apparently the Hellscape one has the end cap, but the Caverns Deep one doesn't.
Yeah, the problem is the end cap. You don't probably need it as high multiples as you need other bits. So this is that passage end cap, the horseshoe guy, and this fits in there, and it's it's nice. Boy, this is the transition passage. So it goes from regular. This is passage width to this is regular walls width, right? So this is if you have a pair of regular like 4-inch wide is there. This side is passage size. That makes sense. So, but then this is the pregnant passage. I don't know, right? So it looks like a baby bump. It's like a side. You can look at that way. It's a little baby bump. Yeah. I think it was called a passage transition. No, it doesn't look like a side view of a pregnant belly. You clearly haven't had you haven't had a wife that's had 2 babies. It's a Tony. It looks exactly like her belly. It's a. Oh.
Yeah. I see it.
This guy makes really neat. You can do with these guys. You can make a 4-way intersection. I don't know. We're not playing on passages right now. Hang on. Let's look at the rest of these. So we got one last boy to look at, which is this boy is this is the Mega. So then we have a Caverns Core Mega Pack. If you want all your basic building pieces with volume discount, kaboom! So it's got. We'll look at each menu. So it's got all of these guys, which are wow. I can't even get it on. Hang on.
So I guess what we're looking at is roughly. It looks like it fills roughly. I mean, you brought it on a 2 1x1s.
Yeah, we'll have to actually build it out and see what it makes. But
yeah.
it's I don't know. It's all the same thing as the other one, but just different configuration or just more of everything, plus a couple. And then here's the second tray of goodies. So in addition to everything that the other guy has, this one also has obviously higher multiples of everything. It's got a riser, so for breaking up and doing fun stalagmite builds, whatever. It's got more of everything. It's got an extra for the texture patches. It also has the bottomless pit one, so you can make your whole floor like go down into the depths forever. And then it has the little cavern secret door, which is
excellent.
Right, this little. This piece is just super fun though. Like,
what a cool sculpt just to get that to work too. Like for it to look natural.
That's a Eli magic. I had a terrible mock, and I'm like, you got to make this work somehow. And he's like, all right, we can. And it's it's a really neat little thing. And this goes really nicely in that diagonal from the crooked cavern. You throw this in there, and it seals up that wall, and then gives you a secret door. So yeah, mega. Got a mega, a regular, a basic, and then that crooked cavern is the crooked cavern builder is like the first sort of add-on, or kind of advanced builder based add-on for it. So I guess the question is, and I'm assuming hopefully it's a big yes across the board. Do people like this approach and want to see us do core sets for every biome and some basic add-ons for each? So we just have ideally there'd be like six sets that we can keep in stock for every biome that would have like 3 core and 3 basic add-ons that are like all the 75% of the time those are the things you'd be getting first or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be great if the only things that you ever had to worry about being out of stock at any given time were like the specialty pieces.
Yeah, crystal cavern stuff and like weird, all the weird specific bits.
Yeah, and then that means that like we could actually on the restocks focus on those pieces
Yeah.
because all the bread and butter stuff would be covered already.
Exactly. That's the plan, the goal, the yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go look at this. Let's take a little. What time is it? Should we do the drawing?
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Let's
Okay.
let me.
What's a funny word? What's a what do we
Let's see what things have come up. Pregnancy has come up recently.
mm,
We've got
oh. We could do Cavesgiving because that's the theme of tonight.
Cavesgiving. Okay.
Cavesgiving. So, yeah, tell them what
All one word. Also, it has to be sent to a U.S. address. So even if you're overseas, if you have a place we can ship it to in the U.S. and then they can send it on to you, like that's perfectly fine. But we can only ship to the U.S. So if you want to enter the giveaway for a Basic Caverns remastered, I believe. Basic Caverns.
basic.
Set.
No remastered. Just Basic Caverns. The this guy. Wait. Oh, it's on the bottom, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there it goes. Now all the rest of the chat is lost.
To
It's just
the wall
just
of
lost to everybody typing the same thing over and over.
Basic Cavern. New Basic Cavern set from our new Caverns core sets. And we're gonna give one of these away tomorrow on the Hobby Hang too. So it's Cavesgiving. So yeah, Cavesgiving. Put it in, do a thing, win a thing.
So people are saying pretty overwhelmingly that they like this direction that we're taking it. Even, when I was looking through, even the complaints that I saw about it were things like we need the passages, we need other things, which isn't really a problem with these sets so much as like cool. So we need to keep going this direction. To you don't need to use any punctuation. You just need Cavesgiving. The way that people have been typing it, there doesn't need to be any punctuation or anything.
Cavesgiving. Cavesgiving.
Yes. Maybe we should stop using words that are made up so that
no,
it's easier to know how to spell them.
No, that's the fun. Make it an adventure. Because it's Cavesgiving. It's a no. So let's go look at this wizard build, and then we'll build something with the Cavesgiving.
I'm very excited for the cave build.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so while people are Cavesgiving away, let's see if this is gonna work.
Did we take the yellowish tint out of the ice paint scheme? It appears that way from the pictures.
Yeah.
We did. Excellent.
Well, there is a hint of no, I take it back. We took I thought we actually still kept the hint of no, I guess we killed all the yellow. It was really nice when there was just a gentle Aaron had a gentle yeah, it's gone. So she had a gentle little bit of yellow highlight on some of the icicles and whatnot, just helped give it variety and just helped it read more. But it's gone. The problem was the clear gloss was yellowing. But yes, that is gone. It's now there's not yellow. I wish there was a little. Maybe I'll go in and do a little yellow dry brushing sometime. But yeah, we'll get. All right, so let's look at this. Is this little thing I did for my home game. Running the kids. By the kids, I mean my brother and his two kids and my oldest, through. It was a wizard's. It was the Pentacles, abandoned throne room, meeting room, the Conclave, fallen. Let's see what we got. Where's this new camera? See if this thing works. All right, yeah. So this was just a fun. This was building with white marble. Oh man, the audio is gonna. How's this gonna work? I didn't think this out. How much slack do I have in this?
Just shout.
Yeah, I might. Okay. Oh, and I can't see this. This is an ill-conceived.
I thought you were just gonna move it over to where you were playing with the caverns.
No, it's too hard. Too real. Oh, man. All right. So this was using white marble, doing a thing. I made like trying to make a big, cool thing with all the blue LEDs I could find. and then transformed. My nephew's character is a tiefling, and he's a warlock with a pact to the fiend, and he transformed into a Goristo demon, and they had to fight their own. It was really fun for him, right? He got to be like a CR-17 creature with Eldritch Blast against this party of 6th level characters, and they had to like transform him back before he could kill the mage. But anyway, it was just like a fun to do all the blue glowing LEDs, yay, and a big long sweeping. I mean, the thing is, I don't know, 3 feet long, which is a nice. Oops, see the door from there.
People are wondering where those statues are from. The statues at the front.
The gargoyles, or the golems. The gargoyles are from Castle Builder. I'll walk through all this stuff. So, double doors with the dragon doors, which is from Dungeon of Doom. The golem walls. Right, these are the fun gags. So they at one point they were able to animate the golem. So these guys pop out, and then we have the animated version. You swap them in with the animated versions. This is the gag. Pop those guys out, and then the animated guys come out and attack. The white marble was limited edition from Dungeon of Doom, and man, I wish I had more of it. But it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. These guys, the Gargoyle Guardians, are from Castle Builder. The chromatic orbs, these co-changing orbs, are from Castle Builder. Let's see, work our way around here.
So, all right. So the gargoyle and chromatic orbs are from Castle Builder.
Yeah.
And then the doors and the golem walls were Dungeon of Doom.
Yeah.
As well as the marble.
Yeah.
They're having trouble hearing you, so I'm just trying to repeat things so they can hear it all.
Let me see if I can get this hanging. This could be a terrible idea. Ugh.
Oh no.
Woo.
Oh no. Oh, all right.
I'm just.
I can't condone this, but go for it.
Consider it uncondoned. Hang on.
You guys can't see what he's doing, but he's basically he's walking around with the arm mount as though it's a boom.
I'm just gonna leave it here.
Okay. Oh no.
All right. It's a little closer. Let's see if this works. All right. So then the gargoyles and the chromatic orbs were from Castle Builder. The silver here we got. This were the crystals from Caverns Deep. Lots of all the blue lights are the mushrooms from Caverns Deep, but they can't really tell from this since they look like magic glowing sconces, so I put them in there. The thrones are from Zaltar's game room, and they're on. I put them on this. I thought this was kind of neat. Get stupid anchor magnets. I put them on the runic trapdoor. Can you see that? So it looked like a cool metal, like, I don't know, neat little base. What other fun stuff we did here? There's pillars. Oh, this is a fun. So I don't know if you can see in the corner there. These the white pillars.
Yeah, we can see him.
So I took some dungeon floors and I drilled city builder size holes in a. So I just drilled holes in a floor, and and popped the white marble pillars in there, so I could dress stuff up because I wanted more white everywhere. And I did that same gag in the corner. Can you see this? What else? And then over here, just a white marble. Oh, we got standard white marble dais. We got these arcane power cores from Plaguestone on the right and the left there. These guys. Boop. And then the gag behind the throne. Let's see this. Ugh. Man, this arm.
People are wondering if we can bring the marble back now.
Yeah, no. These are the toppers from Castle. the wizard's toppers. And then back here, behind the throne, it's a...
Oh wow, that was a light behind that. I thought that was a. I thought the color was in the insert.
No, so it's a double doors with a wall of force in there. Double doors, wall of force, and then I have a little like LED tea light behind it to give a cool glow. And this is the throne. This is the runic throne from the runic theme pack, and all these little runic bits. Oh, and I put this. It's just a cavern's passage, and yeah. Let's go.
It's a very cool looking build. People are very into the LEDs.
Trying to feel really magically, right, and like goodly, magically, and then a cool place to fight your friend as a big demon.
Yeah. Everybody's reminiscing about the marble and the jade now.
Lots of curves too. It's trying to make it like, curved and round and elegant pillars and
It looks like a very cool like regal that's a very cool place to have a final encounter. I'm just thinking about like environmental stuff too, like those chromatic orbs. You can like blast it with a high level spell or something to cause like a chain explosion or something.
Well, these guys, the gargoyles triggered a wall of force. I put the walls of force down like between. They would go between them, and then the golems you could activate in the golem walls, and if they destroyed the chromatic orbs, it would cause explosions. They could have done something with the chained crystals if they wanted to. It was like fun, but the idea was they were supposed to not let stuff like get destroyed. They were supposed to keep, not only stop the game, but also try and keep the room intact. So, yeah, it was a fun session. It's the whole premise was I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do like a lightweight game with the kids, like just as like a fun thing, and then it's now like we play on Sundays. So it's like every Saturday night I'm up till midnight, which is way beyond my bedtime, making a big old build.
People are calling the wall of force the wall of exploding glitter.
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of glitter involved.
just a little. A little glitter goes a long way, honestly.
It was the final. There will never be glitter again. It ruined glitter for Dwarven Forge. So. That was fun. Alright, so let's go.
Should we roll the giveaway?
Oh, yeah. Let's roll the giveaway. Oh,
alright. Let's see if this time Six of Clubs actually gets it. If you haven't entered, it's just Cavesgiving. All one word. I'm going to roll it in about 15 seconds. This is your last chance to get it in. U.S. shipping only.
Wow, that was a powerful voice there.
Should I just do the rest of the stream like this?
Yes, sold.
All right. Rolling in 3, 2, 1.
Happy.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ephilmir?
It must be Elven.
Ephelimir. Oh, it might be Ephelimir. Yeah, it might be a more Elven thing. It's probably not E-File.
Ephelimir.
Six is saying I already pronounced his name correctly. Yeah, it goes to Ephelimir. I'm going to whisper you. All we need is just an email I can reach out to you at, and then we can get your stuff sent to you. Let's see.
Oh man, I messed this mic up.
It's German. Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
How's it pronounced in German?
How are they going to tell you how it's pronounced in chat?
Phonetics.
Okay.
Write it out like on Wikipedia.
Sold. Well, in it.
Yeah.
All right. So, congrats, Ephelimir. We are.
What did he win? He won a basic Caverns set.
Painted.
Basic Caverns core. I think.
Yep.
Is that the official
Basic
collection
caverns.
of words?
Basic
Basic
cavern
cavern
set.
set.
It's from our
Okay. And
our core
yeah,
caverns line.
and then Cavern's Core is the middle level, and then Cavern's Core Mega is the big one.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
We're using core sets as our nomenclature for intro level. Not necessarily because we didn't want to call them starter sets because they're not just starter. Like this is like if you have a bunch of caverns and you want like the optimum mix of good, your optimal mix of good building pieces. Like these are the core things you need for everything. So it's like they're not just for for new people. They're good all around. Like I want
Yeah, you can never. It's never going to be a situation where you're like, I won't be able to use this.
dude, the ice core is like definitely. I need a couple to go with my ice catacombs because it's a bunch of good
I
just
really
basic.
like the ice caverns. Like
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's the closest thing we have to a full Arctic environment, and I really want to do that Arctic one shot.
I I'm with you. All right, so let's build a thing. Take us home. So we had a bunch of requests, and what was they wanted us to do Yosemite National Park or something? No, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, a build kind of inspired by Yellowstone, using the Fogger. Um, and they initially said to use Dread Hollow and Thor, but we're gonna try doing it with Caverns pieces. I think
Well,
we've
this
got
is
stuff that'll
what I want to do is
work
I want
well
to
there.
just work with the core sets that I've got here. See what I can do with what we have. So it's one basic, one core mega, and one crooked. And we're gonna add one extra. So here's this is gonna be fun. I have the fogger. Where is the fogger? All right, I've got the fogger. So wait, I'm on the man. I don't know how to. I thought I transitioned in. Yeah.
It's hard not having somebody there to
No,
run production.
I
Yeah.
can't. I just like patting my gum and chewing my head at the same time.
Yeah.
So I have the fogger here. Let's see if it. Ooh.
Can you shoot that Fogger up straight into the camera? Oh yeah, you are. Got it.
This is probably a terrible
Nice.
idea, right? Aim the fogger at the lens.
Yeah, pull back more. Just get it right up into the camera. I want to see what
Yeah,
happens.
no, it's terrible. Well, let's get that. We'll go to the other one. Hang on.
All right. Build of the month for Christmas. We actually do already have that one shot, and it will be coming next week, we believe.
Yes, I hope so.
We're doing it a bit earlier than we usually do them in the month because we want them to be up in time for Christmas shipping.
Yeah. And it's using the some plague stone, the sinister dungeon, and it's a good dungeon, like it's a good intro-y dungeon thing. All right, so we got this fogger cooking here, and we're going to. This is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put it under. So I don't know if anybody get the 4x4 cave floor. So this is a fun fact for you. Let's turn this off for a second. This was originally going to be a fogger cover.
Really?
When we sculpted, yeah. So check this out. See where this raised thing? It lines up. I don't know if you can see the thing. It lines up right on top of there. So what I'm gonna do? It's gonna be bonkers. Yeah, it's not 100% because it's drifted a little since we made the original thing, but
theoretically, somebody could take that piece and mod it and drill a little hole there.
that person's me right now.
Wait, are you gonna drill on camera? Please mute your mic before you drill, please.
We got a.
Please mute the mic before you drill. I'm gonna have to take my headphones off. I didn't know we were gonna be doing this on camera.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. Let's see. Hang on, let me get a piece of wood. We're gonna use a very stable. We're gonna use a. This is a this thing to hold it in. Hang on, this is gonna be great. I don't even need the wood. I'm gonna use this.
Wow, so that end cap does have more uses.
Yeah, no, it's a very modular piece. It's really.
It's a great paperweight.
We do this with great precision right on camera here.
Oh no.
Oh, you know what? I should go from the top. It'll probably be cleaner.
What's the bit size you're using?
1/8 inch, maybe? I don't know. I just whatever was in the drill. Tell you, it's Oh yeah, 5/32. Very good. Good choice. Good choice. was off by a 32nd of an inch.
Oh my god.
All right, so we got a.
Are we making the ears again? Is it back on?
It was I lowered the level. I didn't mute it because.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Let's see if that worked. See, but I was very safe, Chris. I wore safety goggles.
You did.
So yeah. Well, that's Jay was horrified. He came over. This was years ago. This was during Castles or something. He came over to my place. I think it was the first time we were over to my place, and I was showing him something. I was working on a thing in foam, and I fired up the. I had a little Dremel drill press where I fired up the thing. And he was like, "You're not wearing safety goggles. Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just foam." He's like, "No, but the drill bit. Like, what if something, that thing's moving a bazillion miles an hour. What if a piece of metal from that breaks off and shoots your eye?" He's like, "Your eyes are everything. Like, it's all you." And I was like, "Oof, my eyes are everything, right? No, that's all I've got, right? It's my only."
Nate.
Yeah.
That's the most romantic thing Jay's ever said.
Your eyes are everything.
Your eyes are everything.
No, but they are, right? Like my whole livelihood is my eyes. Why is this?
That's fair. Yeah.
So I and I was like, he's right. If I blind myself, it would really be a bummer. So I'm very, 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 very conscious about wearing safety goggles at all times now. All right. So let's see what happens. Is this? We need a bigger hole, I think. Well.
Yeah. Whoa! There it goes.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Seems to be working fine.
Oh wait, did I put it on intermittent? No. It's it's not as strong. We lose this. It's pretty well. Yeah. We can put it on interval mode too if we want it to be like Old Faithful, to geyser up in intervals.
If Old Faithful went off every 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Good for Dwarven Forge supporting proper PPE, unlike Wormwood in today's Worm life.
Really?
I haven't seen it. Did they do something real bad? You're hoping for light pucks in the store. There will definitely be at least some light pucks in the store.
I'm gonna
I
make
feel like
it
they're
big.
also a thing that will sell out kind of steadily over time, as opposed to a big rush to get them all at once.
I don't know. We'll see. It could be all at once. No, I will say, when I went to go visit Wormwood, I was appalled. Somebody drilled something in front of me and wasn't wearing goggles, and I was appalled. Yeah, they're not known for their safety firstness.
Yeah. Man. How about foggers? I think foggers should be pretty in stock as well.
I think we're gonna try and stock both regularly, but
yeah,
we probably won't have them in Underdoom colors, though.
Yeah, we're not. I'm sorry, we're not gonna be able to get you any marble foggers. There we go. People are talking about their own eye safety wear experiences in chat now.
Really?
Yeah, a number of them talking about military. It's interesting how many people involved in D&D and DMing are military.
Yeah. No, we have a lot of military folks, even on our team.
Yeah. Chuck is military. Well, actually, Chuck is in chat, and he's one of the people talking about it.
Well, it's just stupid not to. There's no reason. Safety goggles cost you $5. There's no reason not to have a bunch and just wear them. Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. Wearing goggles feels like a. I don't know.
You know what happens to me at work often is, I'll look around for goggles and I'll be like, oh man, where are my goggles? I'll be hunting all over. I'll go to put them on. I'll find some. I'll put them on. I'll finish using them and I'll slide them up on my head and realize this happened before. I slide them up. There's already 2 pairs of goggles on my head that I put on and then slid up. And I did a second pair and I slid up. And I was looking for a third pair. I had 2 pair on my head. And I was looking for a third pair to put them on. And then I was like, oh, well, that might, huh. Yeah, I mean, when I'm not really thinking about it. Anyway, so I think this works pretty well. This was, I don't know, what was this one?
It seems like a pretty solid jet to me. I'm very curious how you're going to get this to work, like, suspended. If you're going to use stilts or
No
or
idea.
what. This is where we could use those elevation passages and such.
This is...
2 pairs of goggles counts as a helmet. It's true.
I can't read what
the PPE thing with Wormwood was also an issue where safety can get in the way of the craft. As someone who works in the restaurant industry, if I followed the recommended PPE for prep work, aside from violating health codes, my cuts would be brutal as I would lose dexterity. Well, the stuff with the restaurant industry is interesting because with a lot of that, like, there are rules that are made for one very specific kind of restaurant, and it doesn't make sense for a lot of
right.
like a lot of those rules don't make sense for the other kinds of restaurants.
Well, I
worked a lot in food service, and there was a thing too where it's like, health inspection was always so funny because restaurants they don't run their business as usual when they know they're up for inspection. Like they're doing all this stuff that they never do normally, and then as soon as they got the grade, like they're not doing any of those things that they did to get that grade in.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say I disabled the blade guard on my scroll saw because I couldn't cut accurately enough with it on. But I also use it at essentially the lowest setting, and I'm cutting foam, so the chances of cutting myself are, I don't know, I think negligible. Like I've never cut my hand on a scroll saw, and I've been using, I don't know,
that's fair.
15 years of foam craft, so like, yeah. But it's foam. It's not wood. Like if there's wood and you could hit a knot and do a thing or whatever, but it's just foam. Like it's very, I don't know. All right. What did your grandma do?
She managed to lose the tip of her finger closing a gate. So you never know where that stuff's gonna pop up.
Well, that's why I don't trust gates.
That's fair.
Yeah. Gate.
Gate.
Yeah.
Paul Hudson, a gate squared. We actually signed up for one of those support our troops programs, and instead of Slim Jims and tube socks, we asked for D&D books.
That's awesome.
We got a care package a month later from a teacher in Nebraska with all the core books, a pounded dice, and pens and paper.
That's awesome.
We rolled and had a raffle, making sure every one of our troopers got loot. That's wild.
Love it.
So here's my question: was tabletop something that everybody did, like in your I'm blanking on the word. In your
unit?
troop there. In your unit. Was tabletop something that everybody did before they joined, or was it something they picked up while they were there? Like, was it a way that, like, did a bunch of the guys learn it while they were there to bond, or?
Chuck said there's a lot of waiting around, right? Like
It makes sense, right?
You're kind of stuck there waiting. Whew, how the heck am I going to do this?
Health codes are also buck wild. Don't know how anyone can work in the seafood industry with restaurants. Yeah, I've been through a lot of health inspections, and every time it's stuff where if we did this year round, we would not be able to actually serve enough customers to stay in business. Yeah, what does Chuck say? Chuck's asking what you're saying. He says, he
said there's a lot of waiting around.
Went into the service already playing D&D.
No, he said there's a lot of waiting around.
Oh, yeah.
So you sit there and it's like, D&D is perfect because you're just like sitting there waiting for the mortars to go off.
Some had previous experience, some learned the game in between missions. When deployed in Iraq or Afghanistan, a lot of peeps game, but instead in MMOs. Yeah, I actually know a lot of military guys who do WoW as well.
You know what was really disturbing at PAX East? What was the last PAX we were at? There were, the Army was recruiting, they're using, or I guess, it was PAX East. They had some, like, shooter, first-person shooter thing that they were using as a recruiting tool. And then they were saying, like, oh, yeah, it's just like a video game. Whatever, come join the Army or whatever. But it was like, It's not
That's
like a
that's a
video.
weird that's a weird
Yeah, no, it
sell.
was really weird and creepy. Hmm.
That's it's not quite working. There's too much of a gap. Uh, this is where making a little tube would be helpful, I think. Maybe you make a little tube out of duct tape or something to guide the
I'm off center.
Actually, I auditioned to join the Army's Pro Overwatch team. They have a whole esports program spinning up. Yeah, I've seen that.
Do they really?
It's yeah, they do. I guess you wouldn't know this. I ran some Overwatch teams for a while. Uh, Nothing major. I never actually got all that good. Um, I mean, one of my teams ended up climbing into GM and started doing pretty well
What's
in
GM?
OD, but only after I stopped playing. Grandmaster. It's the highest rank, and then you start getting
What's
into
what's OB?
like being like the top 500. What's up?
What's OB?
OB?
You said OB, GM and OB or something?
Grandmaster is one of the top ranks.
Yeah, no, but what's
basically.
what was OB? What was the next thing you said after?
I don't know what I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what OB is. I'm not
Well,
sure
why'd
where
you say
OB
it?
came from. But you start getting into like once you get up there, then it starts. If you get high enough in Grandmasters and you get to like the top 500, then they start giving you like a number based on like your rank out of like the top 500 players, basically.
Wow. And then what happens?
Well, then hopefully you can turn that into a career if you want a career. You can start getting picked up for contenders teams, potentially make your way up to the Overwatch League. Uh,
How do
or you can just be like a big streamer. There's a lot of people who just stream Overwatch.
I don't understand any of it, but well, here we are. We're on a stream drilling holes in Dwarvenite, so
I think Overwatch is the closest they've come to actually making like something that resembles like a traditional sport out of an esport. Let's see. Chuck says that they would swap between 3 DMs. He'd sleep for 8 hours and then come back and jump back into the game.
so it was just going 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I guess they had enough people. Just keep it going.
Amazing.
Chris, I'm highly mediocre at Overwatch. Never even worked my way into a team because of laziness. I was in Diamond, but like back in the height of my playing it, I almost got into Masters as support, but then I started spending more time managing the team than actually playing, and I kind of fell off.
Define
I started getting back into it recently.
define managing the team.
Uh, Getting everybody's schedules figured out, finding teams for them to practice against, like staying on top of patch changes and map changes and stuff to try and understand what strategies are going to be best to run at that time.
Because there's
Trying
like
to
a
line up.
is there a metagame?
Yeah, there's a metagame and it's constantly changing as they patch characters.
Right, so and so's now overpowered. We better look after
Yeah.
that.
It's it got really rough. There was a period of time where the meta was very very bad for like a solid year and a half, and it was very frustrating. And that's when a lot of people fell off, and that's where I stopped like enjoying the game, and I realized it basically became a job that wasn't paid, and was just making me unhappy.
Yeah, that's
Because I was spending a lot of time like setting up all these things, and I wasn't even getting to play anymore because I
Yeah.
felt bad if I played because a lot of the players had started climbing into like Grandmaster and stuff, and I wasn't there, and so I always felt bad like playing.
right. You were tanking the team or whatever, or sandbagging
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah, it became the thing where I felt too much responsibility, and yeah, it was never supposed to be. I never had aspirations of like doing it professionally or anything, and it turned into a thing where some people on the team were gunning for that. They started thinking that they could get there, so it came like I'm going to step out of the way and try to facilitate like this growth as much as possible. And then realizing that's not what I want out of my life. So
Managing
Yeah.
a Overwatch team is not a.
yeah, I don't want to work. I love games. I don't want to work in games. I need them to stay like a fun thing.
Yeah, fair. It'd be like working in D&D. Oh wait.
Yeah. Even that's what's interesting is I was worried that I would like D&D less when I started working here. That
No.
would become too stressful of a thing. But I think the thing is, I'm around the stuff to play D&D a lot, but I'm not actually playing D&D for the company really. So the act of actually playing, I mostly just see a lot of stuff where it's like, oh man, I want to play with that. So it
Fair.
still gets me excited about D&D, I think. Been watching Smite esports for 7 years and haven't played in almost 4 years. It's truly the equivalent of actual sports for me. If people talk to me nonstop about football, I'll start talking about Smite teams and itemization strats. One of my favorite things was Overwatch was on ESPN for a while, and the the people who would get angry on Twitter at ESPN every time they turned on ESPN and Overwatch was on was fascinating.
Why would they? What like? What
They're like,
was?
what is this? This isn't sports.
Well, what constitutes a sport? Isn't it a competitive activity?
Yeah, but for them, it's so. Here's the thing. So what they'll say is
Athletic.
a video game is not a sport because a sport is about your physical capabilities. Like it's about like actually being physical. But they had poker there. They've
Ah,
aired
yeah.
they literally there's a rock paper scissors world championship. Like if you're gonna
Stop.
there is. I've watched it.
No, there
It's
isn't.
fascinating. Um,
Disbelief.
ESPN 8 the Ocho. Yeah. So I don't know. It's there's still some stigma around gaming. Basically, is what it
I've
is. And
got it.
so a lot of the people who do still think that video games are this really dumb thing, a lot of them tend to be into sports.
Well, there is an athleticism in your hands. I mean,
There is,
like
yeah, that's the thing. It's like,
the
yeah,
twitch,
what they're
the
doing is not easy.
dexterity and muscle memory and require like you're training yourself just the way a baseball swinger does. It just happens that you're only using your fingers and your hand, your wrist or
It's
whatever. But
it's a lot of it's a lot of like fine motor control.
yep,
You're talking about a difference of pixels,
yep.
like positioning your mouse and
Well,
everything. Like
and
there's a physical element to it, and
all of
it's
it,
also it is exhausting.
the timing and the concentration and the strategy and it really is the same. All right, I figured out my plan. I figured out.
I saw you experimenting with
No, I know,
raising
I
everything
know,
up.
I know what's happening. I just need to find.
I don't play Fortnite, but it is still popular. I never got into Fortnite. I played PUBG for a bit, but I never wanted to go into it competitively.
I plan on playing it in 2 weeks.
PUBG?
No, Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite.
Get it?
Oh, got it.
It's-
That's all right.
Yeah. All right, so I figured out that roughly the one stilt height, about 38 millimeters of height, is a good height for the base of the floor. Conveniently. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the whole floor on
And you're
terrain
gonna put
trays,
the
and I'm going to open up a crack between the terrain trays enough for this thing, and then pop, because the challenge is trying to suspend the floor because it's not directly lined up, so it needs to overhang, and this isn't a flat thing to build on. So essentially, I'm just going to build terrain trays, leave a gap between the terrain trays, then I can slide this around exactly where I want, and then build out around there with that as ground zero. Boom.
That's fascinating.
Esports right here.
That's the real esport.
Yeah, let's be honest here. Let's
In Korea, there's TV channels that only stream esports. Yeah, Korea puts a lot of value in it, and there are other countries as well that have put more value in it. And we're starting to see universities and like a lot of colleges have esports teams
don't
here now.
aren't there an enormous number of very successful Korean esports? What do you call them? Athletes, performers? What are they?
Yes, yeah. There's there's entire esports organizations. It's a thing that's only growing.
What's the term for an esporter?
They generally call them esport athletes. Yeah. Or they'll call them athletes, or they'll just call them an insert game pro, like they'll be a StarCraft pro or an Overwatch pro.
StarCraft is nuts.
Yeah,
That is.
watching StarCraft is you see how fast those guys' hands move.
Well, in their brains, they're already ahead. It's yeah.
Like the way that I play RTSs is completely different from the way that they play. Like to be moving that fast and to like basically have like they basically got to have their hands on autopilot for most of that, right? Because they never stop doing things. They're
Yeah.
never like sitting and waiting.
Well, you're always scanning for the next thing and maintaining the. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I can't even.
Yeah. So they've got to train the physical aspect of getting their hand to like get as much APM as possible.
What's APM?
Actions per minute, which is basically like how many commands are you putting in? How quickly are you putting in commands? Actions per minute.
And accurately, right? Because you don't want to hit the wrong thing.
And accurately, yeah. You've got to make sure that you're doing everything as optimally as possible. And then at the same time, your brain then like while you're doing that, like without thinking about it, your brain has to be trying to figure out what they're doing so that you can then react to it in the most optimal way and get your hands to start doing that as quickly as possible in the it's wild. It's absolutely wild. Orion Noir apparently has bought a domain for his terrain hacks called dwarvenforgery.com.
Oh man, that's awesome. As long as you become an actual dwarven forgery, like what's his name, Mark Wells, the Dungeon Master Mark, who was counterfeiting our pieces, and well, there's some people we've had. There's been some. There are dwarven forgers out there.
Yeah, I think the nice thing is, at least since our stuff isn't 3D printed, it's he can't make like an exact replica of what we do at least.
Yeah, he can. He makes a mold and starts casting a bunch. It's not dwarvenite, and the painting is subpar and whatever. But there was also somebody.
That's what I mean. Is the
Yeah, it's not identical, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
All right, can you see this? Can you see the chicanery here?
Yeah, this is people are saying that this is exactly the kind of content they needed.
Yeah, I didn't know what was gonna happen tonight, and here we are. This is terrain hacks.
Well, that's what's fun about playing with this stuff, right? Like you got to come up with solutions. It's like how do you build a train out of dwarvenite? And then man, when you get a chance to see that build, it's a cathedral build.
I saw it.
And you looked at it?
Yeah, I saw it in person, and I saw it on the thing.
Oh, I didn't know you had a chance to look at it yet.
Yeah, I was there. I mean, I walked in, like, I looked at it physically.
No, not the train. I'm saying somebody sent in yeah, somebody made a big cathedral, like, build.
Oh, I thought
and the way they did the roof and stuff is wild.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be inspiring this is working pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Alright, so now, let's see, what are we going to do here? Let's make a big, ooh, you know what we're going to do? We're gonna use.
Can you be able to ship out of Dwarvenite? Hopefully, KS8 has the answer.
What about? Yeah.
Some people have been really pushing for a modular ship. I'm very excited to see this.
I don't know if it'll. I don't know if we'll do a ship in KS8 yet or not. But you know why? It's a lot of pieces. That's the.
It might have to be its own thing.
Yeah. It's a lot of pieces. But we will see what happens. So I'm putting lots of the puddle pieces around this. Is that the request was like there should be a sense of a lot of accumulation.
Yeah, they want to be like microbe pools.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to make sure to tag them. I don't know if the person who made the suggestion is watching right now or not, but I should tag them and let them know that it's happening.
What else? We should take some suggestions. What else? What's this build all about? We have a geyser.
Merc made it, so they are here. Excellent. What are some more like build suggestions?
Yeah, what are we gonna do in this build? What do we got besides? Like, what's the? And this is, keep in mind, we're just using whatever we got in these core pieces, with the exception of this.
What else could make it more Yellowstoney?
Or what's my motivation? Like, what are we doing here, right? No, what's like? Is it a small chamber? Is it a large chamber? Let's see. Let's put this.
trying to think of what like narrative effect this could have
Well, it could
for an
fill the
encounter.
whole room with boiling hot steam. It
Yeah, so
could,
that could be a hazard. Maybe you could do something to the steam or some way of changing the environment. Maybe that could eventually explode. Like the smoke spots could be unstable or something.
boy, my face is hot.
Evil Yogi the bear. Get a little picnic basket. Scatter.
You know, I interviewed Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really nice dude.
I
Twinkle
I
in his
honestly
eye.
I believe that somebody with that sense of humor, generally speaking, would be a nice guy, right?
Yeah, he just had that like twinkle in his eye and that like, yeah, he's awesome.
What's your favorite Yogi Berra quote?
Mmm. Uh, well, the of course it ain't over till it's over is like just like profound wisdom. But
Yeah,
there's some funny.
I, th- I think I think my favorite one is probably half the lies aren't true. That one's pretty good. It's on my mind a lot. Uh,
Go figure.
did the steam stop? No, it's still going. I think it's on intermittent. Was he smarter than your average bear?
Uh oh, did the steam stop? Nope, there it goes. The interval mode strikes again.
Yeah, it's a nice firm jet. Very happy with how it's coming. I'm glad that I was happy with the Fogger before, but
Dude,
like
the
the new one being
fogger,
this much stronger is fantastic.
dude, it's killer. It's like, it's really that thing is the whatever the 500 people that got that thing are actually more. I don't know because it's in the bunch of the pledges. I don't know how many people got it, but they're gonna be happy. Whoever. Ooh, oh, we do pools of green spoozle.
I really am surprised at how well the Fogger took off. I guess because when it comes to like buying floor packs and stuff, you're getting a bunch of pieces in one pack, so technically they are getting a lot more of those pieces. But I still like it was second best selling item in the Kickstarter.
Yeah, because it's cool, right? It's a fun like. At the end of the day, you just want to like. You're sitting down and you need to have fun with your friends at the table, and it's like, what better to put down than like a miniature fog machine? It's awesome.
Oh, that's a really good quote.
Which
You better cut the pizza in four pieces because I'm not hungry enough to eat six.
that's
Uh,
awesome.
uh, interesting question. Can Nate put food coloring in the water to the steamer? Would that do something? Could you do
I
that?
I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't
Are you
think.
afraid of
Here's what.
jamming it up?
Yeah, but when we have like we only have two. We've got two samples, so when we've got more, I can try that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Um,
Right now we just have the prototypes that they sent us.
yeah. Proto. Yeah, let's see. I'm doing. You can see it here.
Particulate and staining equals bad idea. Yeah, I'm not educated, but if I don't know if there might be some residue left behind by coloring that could mess with the function. Because I know that can happen with putting like that happens with like drinks that have like sugar in them and stuff, right? Like it gets sticky.
Oh,
And
look, it's stop. It's if it gets an air bubble,
are the foggers steam or is it atomized?
it is atomized.
Nice. Oh, older brother said something which reminded me. They asked a question a while ago that I thought was interesting. I think. Oh man, they asked. I think like, is there anything you've wanted to do but haven't been able to do yet?
Oh man,
Because of because of the logistics, like, or because you're trying to figure out how to make it work.
that's a
Which I think the answer is a lot of things.
everything. But no,
Yeah.
that's a really good question. Uh, hmm. Yes. Which things? I'm trying to think. I mean, that's like my
Well, the
whole.
reason I mean, this Fogger was one of those things for a while, right? Because the
Yeah.
Fogger was supposed to be out a while ago.
We were trying to do it in Caverns Deep. and we couldn't quite pull it off. I mean, not in Hellscape, we couldn't quite pull it off. I mean, that's my whole job is to just try and figure out like what can we actually what can we do? What's the cool new thing that we can do that we haven't done, that is doable?
So he's asking what's the top of that list. What's the thing that you've wanted to do the most but haven't been able to do because of logistics? Like the thing that you're just dying to figure out how to pull off. If you're willing to say it and not worry that it would give something away.
Hmm.
Like what's something you really want to bring to life? I know
You
what
know,
mine is.
I honestly the I'm sci-fi is really exciting to me, because it's a bold new frontier. Um, it's there's definitely it's a crazy can of worms, but it's like it's really I don't know. There's so much cool stuff we can do with technology in sci-fi. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know what it is yet. Like I don't. I'm just imagining a billion blinking LEDs. Um,
I've had a couple ideas for it that I really hope we can pull off. Like I thought about like how cool it would be if we could make like a translucent piece to put the light puck under that could be like a hollow deck and like
mm-hmm.
or like a hard light like conference table situation. Like
The war table with like glowing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that'd be there's so much cool stuff you can do.
I'm trying to think what else I'm like. You know what I? Here's the thing that I really want to do. I really want to make a big old palisade fort. I was when I was I don't know 10 or 9 or something. To we went to can't be Fort Ticonderoga. Which one? It's where was it? Maybe it was some they did some cool reenactment at this big palisade fort, and it was so cool to see an actual palisade fort in real life. Like it was so badass. I really want to do a palisade fort, and it tested really poorly in our poll. It was like there was no love for the Palisade Fort was like at the bottom of the list. So I don't know if it. Yeah, I was really I was heartbroken because I was like, oh, they're gonna see Palisade Fort in there, and they're gonna be like at that fort when I was 10. They're gonna, yeah, no. Uh, Apparently people not as excited about Palisade Fort as I was, but I really there's not logistics. It just will it sell? That's something I really want to
Yeah.
do. Um, I want to do. One of the. I want to do really cool. I want to do lighted and like droppable chandeliers, but
You want to be able to just drop a chandelier on the party?
yeah, right, and swing from it and do a thing and have all these candles and a big round thing. But like, it's
It's
impossible because you can't. As soon as you put a roof over the build, you can't get to the minis. Like you can't have a ceiling. Like it's totally nonsensical. But man, I really want to do a. I really want to have.
we would have to find some kind of way to basically make dollhouse builds where it's big enough that you can reach them from the side and do everything.
Well, my grandfather. So my grandfather. He was in the Navy in World War II. He enlisted at 18 because he felt like it was the right thing to do, and he wanted to fight for freedom and whatnot. And he flew Hellcats off the USS Yorktown, which is just nuts. Like he would get catapulted out of the side of the thing, and he couldn't even see over the cockpit as you fly. It was like insane. 2/3 of his squadron got killed. It was just like just just nuts. But anyway, he one of his things after the war was he built model airplanes, and he like to the obsessive level that would make DF people proud. He went and he would mod all the stuff, right? The models would be close enough, but he was like, well, no, they didn't have the right decals, so he would make custom decals and do custom paint jobs and do all this, add extra the wires for the antennas and make them as accurate with the correct squad markings and all the, like basically based on all his experience. He became an aerospace engineer after that and he made smart bombs and worked on the engines for the space shuttle, and he was very into flight and whatnot. So he was like, his model airplanes were like nuts, and he got to the point where he ran out of models to make. Like he'd done in the scale that he built, he'd basically built all the models in the world of that scale. It was, I don't remember what his total number was. It was high hundreds or low thousands. And he donated them to the Smithsonian some flight museum that has them displayed, because they were like, they're amazing. They're all accurate and whatever. But anyway, what the heck was the point of this? My grandmother wanted to make a dollhouse, or made a dollhouse, or was into like dollhouse. So he was like, he kind of turned it into his project also, and went like all in on it. So there was working wire. There were little tiny miniature light switches that would turn on the lights in each of the rooms, and like miniature wallpaper. And he was like super obsessive with her project also, in all the like cool ways. So anyway, so that was like, so seeing these little tiny miniature hanging working electric, like little lights from the ceilings of the dollhouse. That's like, I'm chasing that in Dwarvenite.
What people are saying is if we make rafters, it creates a chance to have kind of an unobtrusive way to, one, make like more playable space for like rogues in the rafters of the building, but also like you potentially like hang things from a rafter, and then you can still get your hands in there and stuff.
Totally. The challenge is it just becomes really hard to start manipulating minis as soon as there's rafters in there and you're doing small rooms. Like, it really gets dicey. It doesn't mean I don't dream of it, but it's like,
yeah, it might be a thing. We might need more interior space in order to make it like.
We'd need a big room. I don't know exactly how to do it, but it would be really cool.
Yeah, it's a thing where it's like there's a lot of problems around it, but it would be awesome if we could pull it off.
Good problems to solve if we could.
Yeah.
Who asked that question? They're awesome.
Older brother asked the question initially, and who suggested rafters? Older brother also suggested rafters, so never mind.
Thank you, older brother. That's what older brothers are for.
When you mentioned falling chandelier, I think Phantom of the Opera. That's what we need to do.
Dude, we
need to do themed musical sets. Actually, wow! If we could make pieces to like be able to make like Moulin Rouge, that'd be gorgeous.
Selena would go nuts. That's her favorite movie.
Yeah. The huge staircase from Phantom.
And the chandelier and like.
There's a lot of just like really iconic set pieces. I have a couple. I literally have two friends who both, whenever they travel places, they're like big musical theater people, and whenever they travel to like a major city that has like a theater scene, they want to see a production of Phantom as many places as they can.
Oh, that's fun.
To see like the differences in those productions. Because like the New York City Phantom like has its own reputation. So they're like, yeah, I got to cross that off my list. It's like I've seen Phantom so many times in so many places, but you never know. Like people do Phantom in different ways. It's interesting. Patrick Rothfuss needs his chandeliers. What's the thing you wish you could have gotten into Wildlands that didn't make the cut? Oh, you want one of them?
All the rest of the ruins.
Yeah, a lot of runes got cut.
I'm glad we cut the runes.
I'm glad we did. If we didn't cut those runes, honestly, I think we would have ended up backed into a wall.
Oh yeah, been too much, too big, too fast, too furious too, or whatever. But there were some more plants that would have been nice.
Yeah, people are saying cattails.
Oh yeah, the good old cattails. The
who got those? I need to look back at the stream and see who got the resin cattails and follow up and make sure they got them and see how they feel about them. Because I can't remember who won the cattails. But we sent those prototypes. You hope they come back sometime. I think the cattails are the most missed sculpt from the backers. Like we've gotten so much of like talk about the cattails.
So this is interesting. We got water buildup on the
tray.
On the fogger.
Do you think there's just too much of a gap, or
I don't know. Maybe it's.
is it getting is the tray lip too close, and is it like interfering with the?
I don't know. The train tray is soaking wet. I don't know what happened. I kept bumping the train trays, which was I needed to like.
That's
It's
fair.
working.
I guess if you got it off center, it would be
I don't
harder
know.
to.
I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna leave it off while I build so I don't dislodge it again.
Okay.
What else do we want to do in I,
What else do we want to do in
I can't
what?
even remember anything in Wildlands. It was like
Wildlands was ages ago, man. It's all about cities and sci-fi now. I'm just glad we got the Myrmidon back, because the Myrmidon was like the thing from Hellscape that haunted me.
yeah, the Myrmidon's awesome.
Also, I'd like to brag. Now that we've seen the PM numbers, I'd like to brag that I'm responsible for a tenth of the unpainted Myrmidons that got sold. Uh,
So there you go.
uh, man, Cattails seems
You
similar to Nettlegorse. How did those do? We didn't have Nettlegorse as its own pack, but I am curious, how well did Tinkle Turf do? Because that was the big
I
Nettlegorse
don't know.
pack.
I love the Nettlegorse. I want more of it.
It's a great sculpt, man. I'm glad we
Well,
made that easy to
it's
access.
just a really interesting for like in terms of gameplay. It's like it's just cool because it doesn't really block line of sight, but it blocks movement, and it's just
Huh, we
cool.
sold less Tinkle Turf than I thought we would. Let's see. What were the other plant accessory packs? I want to see compared to. Oh man, the fairy.
Fairy Glade
Wait, really?
crushed.
The fairy glade unpainted sold really well.
The Fairy Glade all around sold really well. Like it was a very popular. People like Fairy Glades better than the Everglades.
Wait, why isn't it showing up for? Oh, okay, it's up there. Got it. Yeah, wow, 329 of the fairy glade painted. That's in the top 10. That's really surprising to me.
It's cool. Why?
That's
It's like
the,
cool plants.
no, it's a cool pack, but like compared to, I really thought the Tinkle Turf was gonna be like swinging up there with the other like plant accessory packs, but Fairy Glade is killing it, both painted and unpainted.
What were the other? What else did we do in? What else was? What else was the Wildlands? We had. Honestly, I did so many. I just lost the internet. Is this stream working? Can people hear me? I guess there's no way to know if you can hear us because. No. Huh. I lost Chris. I don't know if that means the internet is down or.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
Did
I lost it for Slack for some reason.
did we lose the stream or just you?
It looks yeah, you were fine. It just dropped our call for a bit. It was just
Okay.
Slack. Yeah, Fairy Glade did really well, like both painted and unpainted. How many Escarpment Mega Packs were sold? Oh, jeez. A lot. The Ruins sold really well as well, both painted and unpainted. The All Arches, I think it was. Yeah, All Arches sold really, really well.
Oh, you know what I wanted to do that I didn't do was kind of a thing with a crazy entrance to Fallen Kingdom mountain piece.
Oh, yeah.
That was something I wanted to do.
Escarpment's Mega Pack, painted and unpainted together, 319. Not bad. Some of the smaller Escarpment packs sold more, which is sensible. You don't need to buy multiples of the Mega Pack.
Yeah. Also, price is a thing, turns out.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, compared to the other plant packs. So, Nettlegorse is also in the Fellborn, isn't it? Is it not?
I think so.
Fellborn trees did pretty well. Fellborn plants, there we go. Not even close to the Fairy Glade, though. 96 painted. 35 unpainted. Interesting. More Myrmidons sold unpainted. I'm just happy about the Myrmidon. Okay, so the answer to my answer to the thing that I'd really love for us to be able to pull off, but it's definitely a logistical thing. I really want us to figure out a cool way to do like hills and dunes and the like, because man, I really do want us to be able to do Arctic and desert. I know that they're like niche terrain and everything, but like the idea of like, yeah, how do you make a desert that like looks like a desert with sand dunes and everything, but still make it playable?
Or
And then
make
like,
it,
how do you make like hills and still make it playable?
how do you make a cool sculpted desert?
Yeah, because the problem is both of them are biomes that are kind of known for being flat and featureless.
Hey, there's lots you can do with sand dunes.
Yeah, but then the concern around the dunes is how do you make it playable is the main thing.
Yeah.
Adobe buildings. They crash all the time.
Huh.
I don't even think Arctic and Desert are that niche. They're not as niche as like underwater, but they're less used than pretty much all the other ones we covered so far.
Everything's less used than dungeons.
Yeah, dungeons and then caves are always massive. There's always cities. I guess maybe castles might be not that much more commonly used than
People use castles are the least, I think, of all of our biomes. Or at least they buy castles the least. Mostly, I think, because it's just super expensive.
It's expensive, and it's also, I think the main issue is it's like an interior space thing, right? Because like with City Builder, so like interior playability is like an issue with both cities and castles. I think the difference being that there's still a lot of value in the streets of cities and having like those buildings as decoration and such and cover and the like. Whereas with a castle, like playing in front of and around a castle isn't as big of a deal.
Dude, but it's awesome.
As fighting in a city. It's awesome, but it comes up less, I think.
Well, you're in the wrong campaign. Don't tell Tyler.
Have we done castles in our campaign?
Have we done castles? Oh, you mean
in our game?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if we've ever gone into a castle.
well, the inside
done
can be
mansions.
built with dungeons.
We did. He did use a tower for one of our builds. Actually, we've used a tower twice, but not like a full castle build.
Well,
We've
built
towers.
I think a tower is more prevalent than full-on castles.
Yeah, because that's really what it was. It wasn't. We were looking at a full castle. We were looking at like an outpost. We were looking at a guard station in a city. So it was mostly city builder, with a little bit of Dread Hollow to like, because it was a woodland town. Stuff like that.
An outpost on the edge of space.
You use a separate table with the interior, so you have both
that's
external
cool.
and internal.
Well, first
That's
of all,
excellent, but then you need a lot of pieces.
well, first of all, you have two tables. Like I don't even have one. I barely have one table. I have that little 2x3. It's two plastic storage bins with these two big build tray on top of it. Is my
you guys gotta realize we're out here in New York. a lot of you guys are out west or in the Midwest or West Coast. You guys have like houses with like yards. It's astounding to me that Nate has a garage. Like
yeah, but it's not even like it's it's as wide as, let's see.
But like my current apartment
10 feet
blows
wide,
my mind
9 feet
because the living room and the kitchen aren't the same room.
Yeah, that's amazing.
People are asking about modular ships again. We talked about it earlier. It's a cool thing, but we're not sure if we're gonna do it just because it takes a lot of pieces. So we'd have to figure out how to do it in a way that's sensible.
It's a good thing to do at some point.
Yeah, it just might. It might potentially have to be its own project, honestly.
Which is nothing wrong with that. A whole pirate project.
Pirate project. Oh, maybe what we can do actually is do modular ships and then
beaches and islands.
Yeah, beaches. Like some stuff where it's like not a lot of pieces are needed to do the terrain aspect of this, so it can be like a coastal Kickstarter thing. Maybe we can do like some reefs and stuff, so you could use it for underwater as well, theoretically.
Mm-hmm. Joe Manganiello is dying for Pirate Island. Like,
I think pirates are one of the most universally loved themes for any game, honestly. Like
why?
you can throw pirates into any campaign and it's always fun.
My my friend Vicky uh, did a. She's one of the funniest people in the world. Uh, she did a semester abroad, a semester at sea. Sorry, specifically, like you're on a. She worked on a cruise ship with full of college students, and they went around. They spent whatever 3 months, 4 months. How long is the semester? 4 months
Oh, yeah, around 5 months, I
sailing
think,
around the
right?
world, and which was like just awesome. Uh, and they at one point they docked in some small town in Alaska, and they drank the whole town out of alcohol because it was like 1,000 college students descended on this small town and like just like cleared it out. But she said they were in Indonesia. Pirates like approached the were thinking of trying to board their ship or whatever, like came on these little boats with like some grappling hooks and whatever, and the crew just got like the fire hoses out and blasted them off fire hoses. And she said she was like terribly disappointed because none of them looked at all like Johnny Depp. They were just like these like scraggly, malnourished like dudes with like torn jean shorts on these little boats, like just kind of pathetically trying to get onto their cruise ship. And yeah, she said it was really like the romantic vision of the pirate just melted before her eyes. And there was no Dread Pirate Roberts. There was no Johnny Depp to be seen. It was just
Oh man, dude, I would love to do a campaign based around the Princess Bride.
oh,
Just set in that world with those aesthetics.
it'd be amazing. I'm sure there must be a Princess Bride role playing game.
Somebody has to have done it. Somebody's probably homebrewed it. Somebody has homebrewed a Monster Hunter D&D homebrew. So I'm sure Princess Bride exists somewhere.
Yes. There's stats for ROUSs already written up. There's like
Is the new site design going to have filters for in stock, out of stock?
yes, we are. Oh man, filters. We looked at filters. What day? I don't know. Yesterday? I think it was Tuesday. I think
Uh,
we're gonna have them implemented. I don't know. I don't know when.
yeah,
Soon.
because it was the same day as the restock. It was
Yeah.
yesterday.
We're filters are in the works. They will hopefully be up soon, ish esque, um, and it's gonna be game changing. The filters are just. It's amazing. It's everything you dream of. They're filters. Like you can talk. We have everything. We have we have in stock. We'll have retired sets. We'll have out of stock. We have all the collections. So dungeons, caverns, wilderness, city, castle, whatever. We have the sub themes within those. So caverns will have the sub themes of hellscape, regular caverns, hellscape, ice, underdoom. We're gonna have set types. So there'll be you could search for core sets, mega packs, limited edition sets, special edition sets, scatter sets, encounters, whatever. We're gonna have all the various features tagged or from doors to decorations to dressing to whatever to specific things like a functionality like paired pegs, LEDs, wall magnetic accessories like traps and hazards. We have like there's 70 something tags total. It's gonna be awesome. And there's a price slider and there's all sorts of stuff. So it's gonna happen at some point in the next 3 months, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 3 months, somewhere. But it's been we're chugging away at that. That's like it's right now. It's sort of the front burner on Johanna's plate. Um, so it'll be worth it. It's gonna be awesome when it finally exists. It'll be dynamite.
They're wondering if there's any reason that retired sets aren't just removed.
Well, sometimes the sets come out of retirement. They get bored. They're like, I'm playing all this golf. I just got to do something. Um, Mostly because we just haven't figured out what we're getting there. That's Q1 is homework quarter. We're gonna do just go through and sort of clean up all the nonsense that needs clean up and try and reconfig some sets, and we have a bunch planned. Because at that point, we'll hopefully have enough that Sculpt Team can just be going full force on the next Kickstarter, and then the rest of us will do the homework, and then we go from there.
That is the nice thing. We've really kind of been rounding out the back end and like business side of the staff, so that we can take this stuff more seriously, I guess.
Well, not just be a development company, but actually like tend the garden that we blaze forward, always chasing the next thing. But now I have a little bandwidth to give some love to some of the things we've already made. Is that gonna fit?
Let's see. This has gotten a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna get.
You can't put me in front of a bucket of pieces and not expect me to not use them.
To be fair, you put yourself in front of that bucket.
Shh. That's enough out of you.
What set should we expect to get the cavern's core treatment next?
Dungeon. I want to do. So right now we have the classic dungeon core, and we have starter dungeon and vaulted, and we have Zaltar's game room. We need to do a second pass on caverns to kind of just do a couple of other, like the passage, like sort of some basic bits, and then dungeon. We need a vaulted dungeon core set. We need a regular dungeon mega. I want to bring back a couple of the KS1 dungeon, like the secret door. I want to throw an anchor magnet on the bottom of that thing, and the curved corner. A couple of pieces from there that I want to port over, remaster, put into some sets, and then the city. And then what else do we have left? What else needs a
castle, which we kind of already.
Yeah, that one's sort of as overhauled as it's going to be for any time.
We kind of already did that with Hellscape, yeah. Like when it hit store, we've already.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Configuration.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do some of these, some of the core in Hellscape theme.
I think what else there is.
I don't know. What other sets do we have?
I guess you can go back to the resin if we wanted to, but
no. Yeah.
You don't want to do updated catacombs?
No.
KS2 circuit door is nice too. Red Rock Desert Paint Scheme.
Ooh.
What is this? Oh wow. That's all in caverns, yeah. It is gorgeous looking. I like the way that she picked out certain stones to
What's going on?
Stones to be gray,
Who?
so that it breaks up the look.
Who's on first?
Chuck's wife.
Oh, I've heard of her.
Yeah, she seems pretty talented. Maybe we should
talk to her.
Yeah, maybe we should see if we can bring her on the team. Yeah, Chuck, if you can
put in a good word.
Yeah, if you can get us in contact with her. Yeah, that is really nice. You could theoretically use some of that, like not use the wall pieces. You could use some of that as scatter to do desert and stuff. Throw that up into like some desert mountains.
All right, let's look at this thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
I'm pretty impressed with
it
it so far.
All right. Oh man, I had this lighted this whole time. I could have been using. I couldn't figure out.
Alright, let's do the whole thing over.
Yeah.
Need a magnet upgrade kit for my KS2 caverns.
Yeah, well, that was why we remaster all these. Is like once you have anchor magnets, you miss them. All right, buckle up. We're going handheld. Oh, you know what I should do before I do this? I'm gonna go single cam. All right. So this was our little experiment.
Wound up working pretty well, and you didn't even have to do that much modding.
Yeah, just I figured the hole wanted to be pretty large. It ended up like a 1/4 inch or something. So we have there's our little geyser. And then I put all the sort of the whole floors with the water texture patches there, and then sort of most the puddle floors and these bits, sort of as many as sort of the wet bits around. It's good to make this big sort of central room. And then what do we have over here? There's like a one of the little entrancey pieces. Where is this good?
So theoretically, you could do this with the hellscape spouted floors too.
Yeah,
You have some steam coming
yeah,
out of it.
for sure. And then did a fun diagonal, kind of real narrow diagonal passage run here. And this is a real narrow passage. I used the those passage walls outside here was just two straights with the passage walls on either side of them. And then a little tight squeeze here. These are squeezing rules. A little room. A little passage working its way over here. And then this was like coming out of this main room off here. There's like a little, use the rising walls and the step floors and the riser to make like a kind of a rough, uneven area there. And then we come out to, that's the sort of the entrance to the area is in that corner there with the in the corner piece with the arch in there. This is little convex. We have the big convex here. So I don't know. They have a bunch of leftover pieces. So these are. Let's see what we have.
So was this using all of the sets you had, one of each set, or was
this was one basic, one core, one mega, one crooked caverns with all of these left over, which is.
So you didn't even get close to using all the pieces.
Yeah, I use the bulk. Mostly, I have straights, a bunch of straight walls. I have the secret door left with like a secret door. Oh, these elevation blocks are not for that. Yeah, so I have some stuff left. I mostly did a really twisty. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it was a twisted. Tried to make like a organic twisty sort of thing.
For some reason, all people are talking about is how much they want catacombs. I guess it could be cool to have this connected to catacombs.
Yeah, catacombs are awesome. People have been asking for catacombs forever, and
it'd be a nice thing to get back around to.
Yeah. All right, let's switch back to.
It's actually pretty impressive. Under $900, I'm pretty sure.
What's under $900?
This like what we're looking at right here. This is.
Yeah, I don't know what all the prices are. It's a core, a basic.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
A basic, a core, a mega, and a crooked. And then there's.
We're looking at around $400. Oh wait, no, crooked cavern. We're looking at around $500.
And
basic caverns is 70. Caverns core is 114. The mega is 216. The crooked cavern is 99.
And then we have probably $85 worth of pieces left over or something.
Yeah.
So I could have made it bigger thing. Plus one spouted floor and one fogger. Those were cheating. Or not cheating, but that was the driver on Yellowstone here. So it's not really Yellowstone. It's more like it's Yellowstone Cave. I don't know, but it's a fun. We got the fogger in there.
You can make a fun little narrative thing out of that, like some sort of something happening on the Earth that you got to go. Maybe you have to get your druid down there to do something.
Well, and the fun discovery was that one, if you just throw your terrain trays on stilts, and you can pop your fogger in there under there.
There's probably a bunch of pieces that you could make work with the fogger this way if you did a little mod.
Yeah, you could put. What else I wonder what else I could put a hole in. That would. Now I'm just gonna like wander around and start drilling holes in things. Like, what else
put a hole in a barrel, just like a steaming barrel.
Well, you'd have to put a hole in the floor also. Ooh, you know what you could do? This.
Where's the spouted floor from? That piece was made for Hellscape, but we also offered it in Caverns, yeah? Or was it in Cavern originally?
It was a piece that we were going to do. We never did in Caverns, so we ended up releasing it in Hellscape. You could put we released it in Caverns. We released it in Caverns paint and in Hellscape paint. It was released in Hellscape. It should be It's on the. I think it's on the website now. Should be in the Caverns world, and I hope it's there, and it's in the. It's definitely on the Hellscape page also. So check out the tree from. That's the stump. Woo.
I'm so happy that somebody asked us to put the fucker under the spirit tree before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if I get this.
Like, because that was the first. That was really early on in Wildlands. Somebody asked us to do that on stream, so we just tested it on stream, and it was very cool.
Yeah.
We put a little GIF of it out on Twitter and all that. Is that coming out of the cracks now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh. I'm looking for what else I can drill holes in.
I don't know if we got time to do it
tonight.
tonight.
No, you're fine,
the answer is probably a lot.
Fair enough. All right. Well, on that note, we should call it a night, right? We did our giveaway.
Yeah, we did the giveaway.
Tomorrow night, Hobby Hang. There'll be another giveaway, and then we'll be back next week. And do we know did we have a theme for next week? We're gonna look at the Dread Hollow sets. Did we had something?
We were talking about potentially making that a sci-fi discussion.
Maybe we should Dread Hollow it because that'll theoretically be out. Maybe I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about sci-fi yet.
Yeah. So we should have the Dread Hollow. So yeah, what we discovered today was we should have the Dread Hollow configurations by then. Like we should have like the actual pieces in hand, so we could do what we did tonight with those before they actually go up.
Or maybe they'll go up. Or maybe we'll get them. Anything's possible. And then we have Felipe is coming on the week after that, and then Thad from Vorpal Board is coming on the week after that, right? To talk about streaming, how to stream.
That is the current plan. Yeah, and we're gonna do just kind of like a primer on how we did our remote games. Talking to him more about like just ways to kind of like make it work, because it's something that everybody's having to do right now.
Yeah.
So if people have questions about that, we can talk about that whole thing.
And then I think we're down until January, right? Because we're off the next week.
Yeah, the next week, the 23rd, we'll definitely be off by then.
And the week after that, we'll be off. And then we'll be back in January, in the 2021. Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
So,
man, we're that close to the end of the year already.
You know what? Oh. When's our 1 year anniversary?
Of streaming?
Of On the Anvil. We have to figure out when that first episode was.
Late February. Let me check the date on the first On the Anvil stream.
So this is what I'm thinking we do. I think we take we get our 6 viewers who, don't you rack up hours or something? You get like viewing hour points.
You get channel points. Yeah.
So we should have maybe we set a threshold. I don't know what it is, 1,000 or I don't know, whatever. You said the order of magnitude is bonkers, right? It's like 10,000 or something. We set a threshold that is meaningful, and then anybody that's at that threshold can enter, and we'll take five. We do a random drawing of 5 people that have entered that are over that threshold. So it's like essentially it's 5 people from our list of like our top 20 viewers or whatever, and we run a game. Anniversary, we stream a game for them on the episode. Is that a cool idea?
I'm down for that. I'm looking at this now. The first On the Anvil is the one where Eli sculpted, like we retroactively called that On the Anvil. Apparently that episode happened on March 5th, so we've been streaming for a couple weeks up to that point. So March 5th was the first episode of On the Anvil.
So whatever the first week of March is, that one, let's do that be our celebratory stream game. And if people win and they don't want to do it, or I guess you have to enter. So you only enter if you want to be in the thing, but you have to have whatever. You set the threshold as channel points. So it's basically it's a way to play a game with our most loyal viewers.
That'd be a fun thing to set up, yeah.
Right?
Looks like that'll be March 3rd this upcoming year.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we know Finley's going to be there. Finley has an absurd amount of channel points.
Finley's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we figure out what the number is and whatever, and like then we'll do a drawing with anybody. Anybody that's over that threshold can enter, and then yeah. So we should announce it. We should figure it out sooner or later so people can build up their points or whatever if they're close or something.
I'll have to I'll have to plan out for
see what
how much people will have at the time as well. Because you got to realize we did 50 hours of streaming during Wildlands alone. People who are around us for those streams are gonna be at an absurd amount of channel points.
That's a lot of hours streaming.
My personal account is at 60,000 channel points, and I don't have this watching the streams most of the time. I only have them on when I'm not like actually running the stream at the office or something.
Wow. So there's people with like 100,000.
Yeah, the people who have been here every day are gonna have a lot.
Well, that's the that's sort of the goal is to try and a thing to reward that those top 20 people or whatever put them in the drawing for it, as thanks for supporting our first year, and off we go.
Yeah.
Is there a way to see how many channel points our followers have?
Yeah, it'll be so the channel points you'll see under your if you look at the
is
chat.
Is there a way we can tell?
Oh, for us to see?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Is that under the...
Well, we'll figure it out offline. We gotta go. It's late. I gotta go to bed. Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I don't know if I have any way to look at people's. Yeah, it is Thanksgiving tomorrow. It's 9:40. Wow, we went for almost 3 hours today.
Yeah, it was bonkers. We gotta go, and so thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hobby Hang tomorrow night. How many what?
Finley has 101.4 thousand.
I think so maybe 100 is the threshold. You
gotta... I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is gonna have that many.
Well, they can race.
I mean, I guess it's
till March.
Like,
yeah.
That's a lot.
We have to tell people. We'd have to announce we'd probably start the drawing in January. So all the month of January, or so we announce it in January. We do the drawing in February, the beginning of February, so people have like a month to prep or whatever, or make their kids.
Yeah, I'll think of something else. I think I'll think of a good way to do this. I don't know if the channel points is going to be the best way to do it.
Okay.
I'll think about it though. But yeah, we'll do some sort of community game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To support
I'm gonna try to make sure that the process is fair to everyone.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Either I hope you get to be with your family or avoid your family, or whatever makes you happiest. Please be safe, and we'll see you next week. And on the note of Thanksgiving, we're thankful for all you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for racking up 100,000 channel points and the like.
To be fair, it's also because he's a tier 3 subscriber, so he gets double channel points. So he racks them up faster than anybody who isn't a tier 3 subscriber.
Wow. Well, maybe
it's a whole thing.
Well, anyway, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.